Into the darkness you shine. Out of the ashes we rise. There's no one like you. None like you. Our God is greater. Our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer. Awesome in power. Our God. Our God. Our God is greater. Our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer. Awesome in power. Our God. Our God. And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what can stand against? And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what can stand against? Stand against.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Time check. It's 21 minutes past the hour of 6 o'clock. You're listening to the Ground Report.
Our God is greater, our God is stronger, God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer.
Oh boy, Nancy, good morning to you. That's past you, eh?
Our God,
Hey, Pamela, good morning to you.
our God,
Primrose, good morning. Wendy and Jenna, pleasant good morning, Desmond.
stronger,
Mentor, good morning, Paul Daniel. Sing.
Our God is healer, awesome in power. Our God,
Hey, Carmen, good morning to you. Komati, good morning.
and if our
Mina Steiner, pleasant good morning to you, Lucky Lal.
ever stop,
Elizabeth Lamb, good morning, Jason. Pearl Sammy, good morning, Jody.
can stand against
Raymond, good morning to you, Jenny Bell.
us. And who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what can stand against?
Rinaldo, good morning to you, Rambo Ali. Peter, good morning to you, Natasha. Wells, good morning. Hey, Gemma, good morning, Donna. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Nita, good morning, Esther. Bodram John, good morning, Davy. Marilyn Cicharan, good morning to you. Hey, Ramona, good morning to you. Sandra, good morning. Donna, good morning to you. Matilda. Rick, good morning to you. Jason Mitchell, good morning.
Water you turned into wine.
Hey, Pundi Param. Param Maraj,
Open the eye.
good morning to you. Donna Lewis, good morning.
No one like you.
Mahid Ali, a pleasant good morning, Angela.
Like you.
Cyril, good morning to you. Mala, good morning. Just School, a pleasant good morning to you, Brian.
As we rise,
Daisy, good morning, Danish. Nigel George, good morning, Patricia Reed. Michael Scotland, good morning to you, Joyce. Ginger Mirage, good morning. Rick.
Our God is greater, our God is stronger, God, you are higher than any other.
Glorious, good pleasant good morning to you. Jobati, good morning. Samantra, good morning to you. Hey, Kishan Ali, good morning. Krishna, pleasant good morning to you. Mickie Thunderboom, a pleasant good morning to you. H. JH, good morning to you. Donna Dawkins, a pleasant good morning to you. Sita. Narayan and Harrigan. Dave and Deborah, good morning to you all. Balroop, good morning, my brother. Zandu, good morning to you. Peggy, good morning, Peggy Ann.
Our God is greater, our God is stronger.
Calvary Spread, good morning, Jennifer. Martin Lauren, Lewis, good morning, Trini Nairo.
Our God is healer, awesome.
Hey, Marley Milan, a pleasant good morning to you. Glory, good morning to you.
Our God is greater.
Free J, good morning. Annie, Abraham, a pleasant good morning to you.
God, you are higher than any
Balaraj, good morning. Alan, good morning to you.
healer, awesome in power.
Jesse, good morning.
Our God,
Anne Marie, Amen. How are you going? A pleasant good morning to you. Matilda Rhodes, good morning to you too.
and if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what can stand against? And if our God is for us,
Nari, good morning to you.
never stop us. And if our God is with us, then what can stand against?
Janet, sing. Good morning to you, Janet.
Stand
Hey, Rampasad, good morning to you, Harilal. Hey, Zibrian Gandhi, good morning.
Our God is great,
Harold, good morning to you.
God is strong,
Davika,
God
Balkaran, a pleasant good morning.
than any other. Our God is healer,
Brenda, good morning to you.
in power. Our God, our God, our God is greater,
Danny, good morning. Ralph, good morning to you.
stronger
Dave, good morning, all Dave. And Moon Sami, good morning to you.
than any other. Our God
And Selena,
is healer,
good morning to you.
in power. Our God,
Hey, David, Samia, good morning.
and if our
Mubarak, a pleasant good morning to you, Survivor.
could ever stop
Calvary Spirit, tell them already. Dave,
God is with
all Dave, a pleasant good morning to you all.
and again.
All Esther's, good morning.
God is for us, and who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what can stand
Darren Daniel, a pleasant good morning to you, Carmen.
against? Stand against.
Hey, Frank Andy, good morning to you. Good morning to all that are locked on and will be coming after. What's on your front burner this morning? What's supposed to make news and not making news?
What are you
Welcome to the Friday edition of the Grong Report.
Open the eyes of the blind. There's no one like you. None like you.
Where the air is rare,
Into the darkness you shine. Out of the ashes we rise. There's no one like you. None like you. to shine
Wow.
out of the
65-inch
eyes. There's no
TV in jail cell. Defense Minister
like you.
reveals shocking breach of at maximum security prisons. Says of fearful officers turning a blind eye to contraband. Remember, I did tell you all of that when it comes to crime, eh? I tell you all that those officers under pressure. I did tell you all that. What they will do, let them know. Show them pictures of the family. Your child in his uniform going to school will now get dropped to school. Let them know. Bring thing or it's trouble. I did tell you all that. I tell you all the crime situation. I'll be dealt with in a holistic way. Not one-dimensional. Look, the next kidnapper was suspect. Alright, was suspecting the kidnapping. Look, them and all end up dead. Some of us will say, some of you all will say, yeah, they will eat plenty in jail and them things. But the fix is not just killing them.
God is with us, and what can stand against?
They need to get to the bottom.
God is for us, and who could ever stop us?
Are your leaders.
God is with us, and what can stand against?
Them who was killed there, it was just part. The brain people behind it, which most likely is a family member or friend. Get them free. Free to still tantalize the lady, or to continue calling shots. But we ain't get the man behind the scenes. Ex-boyfriend charged with Candace murder. The suitcase scenes, we don't know what happened there with that. That one is really heartbreaking. This one really weird, boy. Defense Minister raises alarm after 65-inch TV found in prison cell. Prison officers are so fearful of the criminal elements behind bars that at least one of them was afforded a luxury of a 65-inch television in his cell, while guns and other contraband items are easily trafficked into the prison system. The shocking revelation came from Defense Minister Wayne Sturge during a budget consultation at Three Roads, Freeport. On Wednesday night. Search of the items were discovered inside building 13 at the maximum secure prison. Wow, 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 wow. Oh boy, 48 died in a plane crash in a Russian Far East region. Four injured in fire at Ramco's Industries Limited. Wow. 4 employees at Rambo Industries Limited were injured after a fire erupted at the company's Union Hall San Fernando compound last night. The police said the employees were hurt after the fire interrupted following an explosion at the filling area around 7:05 p.m. Firefighter from the nearby Monterey Post station responded and were able to contain the fire while emergency services escorted the injured workers to the San Fernando General Hospital for treatment. Energy Minister Dr. Rudal Munilal visited the scene and noted he noted that while the fire officers were able to contain the blaze, workers were seriously injured. Regrettably, 4 employees have been injured. They have been taken to the San Fernando General Hospital. Wow, wow, wow. I wonder if they do maintenance and those maintenance, boy. Most likely it could be lack of maintenance cause that whole thing. Gonzalez say UNC is unprepared to fight crime. Again, Marva Gonzalez back in the news. Former Minister of National Security Marvin Gonzalez say the discovery of a 65-inch television in the prison cell exposes, oh boy, right, you say it exposes nice. Former Minister Marvin Gonzalez, former National Security Minister, right? He said the discovery of the 65-inch television in the prison cell exposes serious failings by the government, which he claims came into office unprepared to tackle crime. Gonzalo served on the National Security Council under the former PNM regime. He didn't serve long. He said, Marvin said that, yesterday that the public should have received a full explanation from current Minister of National Security Wayne Sturge after he made the revelations during a pre-budget meeting on Wednesday. He said Mr. Sturge should have been providing the nation with a proper explanation on how a 65-inch TV arrived in a prison cell and why all security measures that were put in place to prevent this very kind of criminality failed, Gonzalez said. Boy, the people on them other TV, they sense all in power, boy. All you good, yes? Oh boy, all of the lines are open. Eh? It have audio, Peggy. If it didn't have audio, everybody else would have been saying no audio, Peggy. Peggy, answer, you need to reset. Reset. But like you wouldn't be hearing me telling you that anyhow. So let me write it there for you. Good morning, call away, calling from. What's your contribution on the ground report this morning? Oh, shucks. Yeah, you're going to get through now. Oh, boy. Let's play on the. Yeah, I'm going to pay you on the. Yeah, you're going to hear it. No. Nice, you're supposed to be in, morning.
Morning. Go ahead and make a contribution.
Yeah, we hear,
All right. Good morning, Andy, Lennox, Mickie, Nubian, to everybody out there. Andy, first on the agenda, I want to tell all who's sitting on the board of the Mako Kamla ministry, I want to ask them if they saw her at the Caribbean, the Church of God assembly, and the speech that she made. and all the dirty minded PNMI who talking about she has stroke, right? Um she wearing pampers, she this, that, and the other, right? She incapacitated, and I wonder if they saw her and the beautiful speech that she made. You see, when they were, I keep telling them, when all they want to run all your mouth, Kamala running she business. She running she business. All they have all kind of thing to say about the lady. You see, think about it is Andy, because she's ignoring them. That is what have them getting on. So, and the more she ignore them, is the more they will stump themselves out of existence, right? All kind of nasty thing they have to say about the lady. Imagine a man and all call here to ask if she have a stroke. But you see, let them continue digging hole for the lady, and you will see what will happen. And the next on the agenda, well, we saw the thing with the live sport that went on, the judgment that was handed down, right? Well, you know they start now with Anil, and nowhere there is Anil name mentioned, right? Yes, Anil was the line minister, right? But there are also other explanations as to what it has happened. Never mind the judges saying that the ministry have to stop interfering with the board, right? Did Anil interfere with the board? Did he interfere with the board? But you see, this is what PNM, they love to run them out. You know, they have limited brain capacity. And the little bit that they have, oh my God, it's working overtime for them. It's working overtime. But you see, I want to tell them, before you point fingers at Anil, you remember what we heard when MP Watts came in, the Minister of Sports. What he said went down there was worse than live sport. All they run, and run all their mouth. Right? Run it good. And look, now we're hearing from Michelle Benjamin, Minister, with what's going on in she sent it for forensic investigation. Imagine you borrowed money to pay bills. You didn't, where the money gone? But you coming to tell us that those were bills since partnership was in government. So 10 years you didn't pay a bill? You didn't do it in 10 years? You see, Andy, I keep saying, God know why he put Mrs. Prasad Bisasa in office, is to expose all the nastiness and the corruption of the PNM. And it have more. Because we saw so far how many ministries talking about what it is going on, the feeding frenzy that was going on there. It was CPEP, it was sports ministry, the culture ministry, and a lot more. A lot more is going to come out, right? And let me hear what it is they're going to say. And before I go, I want to ask a question. Who is the talk show host that was collecting a salary from the Ghost URP Special Project? A project that never existed, but they were collecting money. Who were these people? Thanks a lot, Andy, and have a good morning later.
Wow.
Good morning. Andy Amalay Mava, Marvelous Mava, talking. A man who do not know that leak will reduce pressure on a pipe. A man like that talking. This guy had a gall and a balls to talk. Marvelous Mava who wouldn't do this and wouldn't do that and wouldn't do that. The wooden man talking. They find a TV, they never even go into the prison to check. So when the USC went and checked and they find all this thing, all the problems that are on the floor. Marvelous Marvel, boy, I don't have words for you. You is such a lunatic fit for the dumb. The beat them down. Marvelous Marvel.
And,
The man never do nothing. And you put a man who do no leaks to reduce pressure. How do you do anything when you don't know that a common sense man who says he's a lawyer? He's not a lawyer, he's a liar. You know how they get degrees in that? They buy them out over the phone. And he could come and get one. Stupid idiots like that. And he mourning Lennox, Mickie, talk to you later. And if you had a meeting, they only had a few people there. Oh my God, they could talk about this later. One thing, Andy, you know what the PNM is doing? Every time they have a meeting, they always trying to distract, and show something. They never did it the last time. Every time they come out and say something. The media stop covering those idiots, those garahas, those monkeys. The idiots, we have to hit them with combat. When they say something, we got to say something, hit them. Because all they do is distracting everything and driving every population. I mean, the people, the PNM is a waste of time. I put them in the toilet, he's laughing all in the people. All right, Andy, later.
Morning caller, where you calling from? What's your contribution on the ground report this morning?
Good morning, Andy, Professor Andy, and all your listeners. Morning to Assistant Professor Lennox and Mickie. A couple of things. One, the judgment, and I want to give kudos to Ms. Santa Cruz. The judgment about the sports and its board. One of the critical things that came out of that is, you remember Anil continued to use a term, due diligence? Well, the boards must account for their fiduciary responsibility and most of all must do due diligence with every action or directive that comes from the ministry. No, where that tells us? That tells us CPEP board has question to answer. That tells us we have to probably relitigate the Malcolm Jones, not Malcolm Jones, the whole board. What that tells us? That tells us all those board, URP boards, all those that have been spending money, for example, the Plebdeco board, spending money with respect to PNM raffle tickets and all kind of thing. We have to do that. So I am comforted with the judgment, and Anil doesn't have a part to play. The ministry gives policy, the board has to implement it and implement it. That is why the PNM never wanted proper procurement legislation, but it come to bite them with its judgment. Another issue is, on December 2019, tight pants, the Poya Minister of Local Government made a statement, I believe, in Parliament that found a lot of issues within the prison. He even identified a flat screen TV, but more importantly, he said in the prison they found out that the prisoners were communicating via internet, high internet speed. That was the preferred mode of communication. I want to ask that former AG and the acting AG, a fellow by the name of Miss Marva, because he opening up his mouth and saying no crime plan, they find a big screen TV. From that 2019 revelation by Faris tight pants, Minister of AG, what was the report? What was the investigation? How were these things allowed to happen in the prison service? And what prevention and corrective action he did and the PNM did? Because they allowed to fester. Imagine what that 62-inch TV, you need 5 people to bring in that. Not 1, 2, and then you got to set it up. And for that to work, you probably have to have, as you rightly say, high-speed internet for you to access. I go and have a nice morning.
Pleasant good morning, Mikey, Lennox, and Andy. Andy, let me ask you something. I mean, concerning the prisoners' quarters. I know about, you could get drugs, you could get phones, and different small items inside of a prison. But how you get a 65-inch color TV inside our prison cell? That kind of bothering me. I'm trying to figure out how they get it in a mattress, if they get it through a drone, if they get, in the water. How with the password that? All right. So I just looking on and listening to all the else that seems to be coming up on the surface. So I guess it's like coffee, coffee drugs. They just keep mixing and it keep coming up all the time. All right. Blessings, everyone. Just want to know where that 65-inch come from. All right. Blessings, everyone.
Sheldon Roach, bring some clarity to that to us now. I see you say good morning, Real Media TT, and RIP to Mr. Warner, Mr. Husband, and Mr. Hogan. Who is those people? We supposed to know these people? So bring some clarity to the RIP to who? Well, I seen the Mr. Warner name. Who Warner is that you're talking about? Warner Tobago? Former Vice President FIFA Warner? So you could bring some clarity for me, the Sheldon Roach. Michael, you are correct. That TV may be there in cell 13 a little while now. At the end of the day, you just could see the police going in, they're doing what they do. Those things wasn't happening before. They break up the ring inside of there, using the state of emergency, trying to put things under order. But yet still a lot of people criticizing the police or the authorities in doing their work. So I want to say a very, very good job to the police service, the National Security Ministry, for starting to take a grip, a very serious grip, and the police commissioner when they come into the side, the crime syndicates out there. He say he don't like to call them gangsters or gang leaders or you don't want to give them fame. Mr. Pleasant, good morning to Naz Ali and Mr. Ali. Pleasant, good morning to you all. Anthony, good morning. Sita, 0079 CLA Wild, good morning to you. George. Evelyn, what's up? Good morning to you. LP, all of you. Valerie Brown, where are you going? Good morning to you. Oh boy, Michael, good morning. Sheldon Roach, don't forget to clear the air on way to the city. Eleonora, come about. A pleasant good morning to you, Adish. Oh boy, Mina Rodriguez, all of you, good morning. Hey, Dindial Ramdas, a pleasant good morning to you, man, all of you. The lines are open here, Trinidad and Tobago, the lines are open. What's on your front burner? What's supposed to make news that not making news? Farmer Kane Farmer, good morning. Wayne Felix, good morning. Hey, Felix on the whole, good morning to Leon Charles, good morning to you.
Andy, good morning. Lennox, Mikey, and everybody. Andy, if you know why I'm so happy that Mr. Possessor and this government brought a state of emergency so she could clean up all the mess the PNM leave there. I want them to leave it there. And if things get a little worse ever, when I say because they're finding all kind of things at the prison and they're finding all kind of plot, bring the coup too. Bring the coup. I mean the curfew. Bring the curfew. I want that. Bring the curfew. And that this will furnish clean up all the mess that they left there for her to do. This government working hard. I can't believe they do so much work. And not even a good 3 months are they there. And look at what they've been doing. Working hard. And they're stinking dirty mouth women. I don't want to call their names, the marshal and the bunch of them, all of them. And I want to what Mrs. Bessessa doing, what our Prime Minister doing, the woman working hard. Right? All they bashing all their dirty mouth. Thank you, Andy. Have a blessed day.
Well, I also see in here the National Carnival Commission NCC took a $200 million loan earlier this year, but still owing $178 million to service providers for Carnival 2025. Where the money gone, Gypsy? And what our former minister name for that was under again? Mitchell, not Mitchell. All you go tell me your name, man. Oh God, that red man there. All you go tell me your name. Morning caller. Randall Mitchell.
Mikey.
I think it's Randall Mitchell. Go ahead, caller.
Yeah, the Gang Report family who locked on and listening in the Caribbean and worldwide. I heard that it had some fire and the workers got injured and stuff, but I tuned in late. What company is that?
Ramco in Union Hall Day, right there by the traffic light there. So up this.
Oh, okay. I remember. I used to work with. Yeah, I used to work with them before in the past. They used to be cross, and then, well, it's a bit unfortunate. Accident do happen, and I hope that the workers who got injured, I hope that they will be taken care of, and wishing them all the best and a quick recovery. And do enjoy the day. Blessings.
All right, thank you very much, caller. Next caller, pleasant good morning to you. Where are you calling from?
Good morning, the Silver Fox, Tobago here, man.
Go ahead, the Fox.
Yeah, man, how are you going?
We all right, my brother. And how are you?
Right. Well, I realize since rain started to fall, right? It's like these 13 crapo making a set of noise, right? And this is the time for crapo to come out because it's a lot of rain and water, so they like to swim. And I will tell you this, Ms. Passad Bissessa, Honorable, you are doing a very, very, very good job. What you do in almost 3 months, these people there, almost 10 years, and they do half of what you do. What them was doing to the people of Trinidad and Tobago was suffering us. They wanted the big men to go to their knees, right? And we have to have nothing. It's property tax. It's closed down at this. It's nothing in the hospital. You come and you in almost 3 months, you turn Trinidad and Tobago around. You make me feel, and almost all the people of Trinidad and Tobago feel, we have a purpose to live again. If this government had won this election, the PNM, I don't know what would have become of me. because I couldn't take 5 more years of these kind of people. These people are only interested in suffering the people of Trinidad and Tobago. And they should never see the sight of office in Trinidad and Tobago again. Because we are taking that kind of licking from them. They call us greedy. What name they call us, they forget. And you have to remember, we have to remember, Robinson is a red. Robinson called Rowley the Judas of Tobago. Thank you.
Good morning, caller. Where you calling from? What's your contribution on the ground report this morning? Yeah, good morning.
Blessing and praising, Andy.
Yes, yes.
Good morning, Mikey. Well, Mikey, Andy, I taken public enemy, a little bit of public enemy last night. I see nasty, jokey face. The tax man who tax people for the last 9 years. Saying the PNM not in, so the people go eat grass. And this government evil, wicked and careless. They don't care about poor people. But them was there for the last 9 years. What they do for poor people?
Who was saying that? Who was saying
that?
Who was saying
the tax collector, the nasty frog face man now, the tax man now.
Imbert?
Call him Imbert, wicked. Yeah.
So you say that the PNM, that this government will make the people eat grass?
Yeah. With all the PNM now there, this government poor people will be eating grass. So we only eating for the last 9 years under the PNM. So they complain about schools. Look at my constituency, my former constituency by Scotland. They have a school down there for the last 9 years. They didn't fix that school, St. Philip School. Down country nursery school and person in state. They're not flipping the people life down there. And them not growing on and telling people how much they care and how much they love them. But I ain't taking penny at all because they're taking the enemies and them, for me to move forward. Once I take in shares out of phone and sleep on them, I take out my TV and see full of all them nasty PNM plan, man.
Yeah, but
one day we see the test for Mikey.
I wish you'd have been able, because I don't take it in, but we should have been able to hear what Penny say, how she talking, so at least we'd have been able to have an idea what again, we know she's not a leader, we know she's weak, but it would have been good to hear what it is she, as the leader, the new leader of the PNM, what she bring to the table in conversation with their meeting that they had. What of substance that people on Trinidad to be could have grabbed.
I really taking shit because she that bedtime story. Right now the cousin one right now Jenny cousin, Velma cousin Jenny, and I'm tight pants Eric and saying Penny weak, understand that, but we want them riders. They're dead. PNM not coming back in this country. The government has to move forward. We just say for 90 days. We can't get things done in a hurry because we suffer for the last 9-10 years under that nasty PNM government. We got to give the government time and everything that's working out smooth and nice. And they just keep up the good work. And everything is everything. KFC normal. KFC that strong fighter at the UNC. Along the UNC in power, things will get done. Bless.
Thanks so much, KFC, and for talking normal and for understanding it's all about a little weight.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Yeah, Miss Santa Cruz, those are three dead people, or they look like it's bullet or what? You get the information on that yet? You get the information on that? Let me know those 3 people that are seen dead there. What that is about? Or where that took place, or how that took place. They went somewhere and robbed some body or some place and it's bullets. They shoot at the police and the police hit them some bullets. Are they a next bunch of the kidnappers that kidnapped the lady? Okay then, thanks so much for informing me, Selwyn Lopez. Andy, Scotland said UNC had 91/2 years. 91/2 years to study crime plans in the meeting last night. So Scotland say they had 90. I understand that. You will tell me. You just bring a little more clarity to that day for my partner. And what Penny had was to offer. It's just good to hear. I just would have loved to hear what it is they have to offer. What they really and truly could come to the table and tell the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Hey, Sunil Maharaj, good morning to you. I'm going through here to see if I even get some information. Or who give me some information like who sent some information? Hey, Judy. Not feeling too good, man, but the voice is there. The voice is there. Randy Santos Jr., good morning. Gaza Trinidad. Trini, good morning. Alright, what other information, Andy? Pearl, you ain't giving no information. All they say, Andy, listening to that opposition side, you just feel sick and like you want to go mad. Oh, so you didn't listen to hear. So we know what Scotland said. Somebody let me know what Scotland said there. And I think AFC mentioned where Imsbird said. Imsbird said that the people of Trinidad will eat grass under this UNC also. Trini Trady, I ain't see you a long time. Good morning to you. Alright, whatever information. Well, the lines are open, eh? Don't afraid to send your voice notes. Oh, Scotland said the UNC had 9.5 years to study. Oh, okay. All right, Selwyn. Thanks so much. All for that information. That 9.5 years to study the crime, and so far they start to do work. They're doing the work. So what is the relevance of telling us that? Them dum-dums. Ah, boy. Morning, caller.
Andy, morning, Lennox, Mickie, Andy, Orlando. Andy, I don't know why people are listening to this yet.
You ain't singing clear.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Wow, you ain't singing clear.
Are you heard me now?
Yeah.
Okay. I said I don't know why people they are listening to the PNM. PNM make no sense. People wasting the time, especially in birth. People go to eat grass. Wait till it sees everything from his birth. He'll be eating grass. That's what he needs to do. Take everything away from his birth. Let him eat grass. So what people eat grass in the country. You tell
Wow, you ain't sounding good at all, boy. You sound like a robot.
I'm in my job. We'll talk later then. Bye.
Oh boy. Lucky Lal, thanks so much. All right, done. Run. The Santos. Junior, all of you, thanks. You're right. Judy Ali. Well, 9.5 years. I did a thing. Penny. Penny and she crew go say they attacking black people. But did she say that? Well, let me know. Oh boy. Penny said this government shut down all the youth camps. Sent home all CPEP workers now. CPEP workers, now it's time for. Now when it's time for buying school supplies. Penny to get their money. Okay, somebody said Penny has meeting and nobody was there. Yeah, I don't know, it's 9.5 years. The coal pot man said that the opposition had. Ram Logan, thanks. Joy. Yes, I understand. It's 9.5 years. We all know. Thank you so much, you all. What else went on? Oh boy, the most any PNM member and supporters could offer is maybe some of the money they thief. Oh boy, Andy, all them PNM hiding now. Good morning, caller. Where are you calling from? And what's your contribution on the Gong Report this morning?
Yes, Norfolk, Virginia, front on the center. Good morning. How are you?
I'm all right, partner.
Good. Yeah, well, I see people caught on, but I was sending to you that it was 9.5 years is what the person texted. Yeah. Hey, just a quick heads up to you here, Andy.
Hello?
Andy, morning, I come back in again because I want to answer the clown afterboot. You say about us eating grass under this government, but let me tell you something. You could fool nobody because you, just like your leader, stink, nasty liar. We, after not even 3 months, are living happy and comfortable. And we know it's going to get better in the next 3 months or the next 6 months. Our Prime Minister took off when she was there. Of groceries, of 7,000 items in the grocery tax. No VAT. We was living comfortable and happy. And you and your stinking leader and all you, when you're coming there, all they take back off, all they put back on the VAT on these items for us to catch our ass, excuse my language, to eat grass. We ain't eating no grass this time. Yeah? You're going to be living good. All you live good for 9 years. You ham, lamb, and jam, and all your pocket full on also. All you living comfortable. So don't come and tell us about eating grass. You all, you know what? Your words say that it rhymes with it. Yeah? Andy, thank you.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Who they say Imbut? All right. Go ahead, caller. Go ahead, caller. Morning.
Oh yeah, sorry about that, Andy. Looks like the deep state don't want me to touch base with you. Anyway, yeah. Hey, in relation to what's her name? She's so low energy, as Trump will say. What's her name? Beckles, Penny Beckles.
Yeah, Benny Beckles.
Yeah, low energy, boy, low energy. And no matter even on her highest level of energy, it's like point 0.1 on the Richter scale. So 100,000 PNM can be wrong, right? Because that's the amount of PNM and independent voters who did not vote. Oh, by the way, I was just letting you know, keep watch on the great Commonwealth state of Virginia. We have a Caribbean, one of our own from here in the Caribbean. A Marine, you're never a former Marine. Once a Marine, always a Marine, okay? And she's currently the Lieutenant Governor of Virginia. And the number two best run states in the U.S., with Florida, of course, on top with Ron DeSantis. So just to let you know, keep an eye on that, because some history will be created by November, where you'll have the first black female Caribbean-born governor of any state in the United States. Oh, by the way, she's a Republican. I know your friend in Florida who always call it and dissing me and dissing Republicans, right?
Orlando.
Orlando, the guy. I think he's from Bangladesh Trace or something, so we trade that. But anyway, they do is they flee places like New York and California and all those woke states and try to run to Texas and to Florida and so on to spoil it. But nah, it wouldn't happen. So just to let you know that keep watching Virginia, because we will make our mark here as Caribbean people with Winston Earl Sears, Marine and Lieutenant Governor of Virginia. And by the way, Virginia is a Democrat state, and yet they're smart enough, at least the Democrats in Virginia know, put your country and your community before your party. So anyway, take it easy, man. Good talking to you. Cheers. Bye.
All right. Thank you very much. Oh boy, Jason say Scotland better go and ride his bicycle. Who they say Imbut will eat his money while poor people eat grass. Hey, Imbut have a lot of money. He made a lot of money. Hey, Afriza Di Mohammed is saying breaking news, Faris is missing. Wow, so long Faris missing. Oh boy, if Cyrus is missing. Imbut shall go back to Antigua. All right, Jason say Penny was under a rock. Well, I don't know how that meeting was. I didn't really watch it. Bojamson say Faris, police is looking for you. So I know like Faris really missing out. All right, Leon Charles is saying, Andy, I stand to be corrected, but I believe I heard that Marva said that the gospel of the PNM must be told throughout the country. Oh boy, last night, Vandana was giving out fish in her constituency, calling out people to come out. UNC care about their people. I have never seen PNM giving away anything in Diego Martin. Penny used toilet paper to wipe her head as it has inside. Oh boy. Only no easy, only no easy. Lennox Smith. Wait, let me just answer this last like call. Oh boy. Morning caller.
Hello. Hello?
Yes, caller. Go ahead, morning.
Hey, morning, Mr. Andy Pitbull Williams. Well, you see who calling here, right? Well, I have business running in Trinidad over there. And I sending our goods on the port of Clare. And it take, since UNC take power, it taking extremely long, going in 2 months, goods pack up on the port, can't get it clear. You know, talk to your people and them UNC and them, let them know. When PNM was in power, things clear enough quick. I understand it that they do the checks and whatever, but things now taking extremely long and people lost their money. That's not only me in this situation, but other people on the port who I talk to, same thing going on with them.
The port.
Whoever in
Who is the
authority
minister in charge of the port?
Well, I don't know. I don't know who is the minister in charge of the port. I just broadcasting it now so they know. Get on the ball, people lost money, you know. Anyway, thank you so much, Mr. Andy Pitbull Williams. You have a good morning, sir. Thank you.
All
Okay,
right.
bye.
No problem. Lennox Smith, who is the minister that this deal with the port? Let me see if I can get onto that person. I still have to try to get onto they know in a little bit there. Let me just play this voice note here by the time they quick.
Good morning, the ground report. And these are a couple days of sending me voicemail and I ain't getting no reply. And the up where I live in, after what is
Go ahead, caller. Morning.
Hello.
Yes, good morning to you, caller. Where you calling from? What's your contribution
Yeah,
on the ground report?
good morning, Andy. Good morning, Lennox. This is the second time I'm calling to your program. Do listen to it, okay?
Yes.
What I want to at least find out, right? I used to work for a company. We used to deal in pharmaceuticals, right? And when we bring goods for the pharmacies locally and for the government, right? Expired goods, right? We used to take it back what expired from the customers, even from the government too, right? We give the customers a credit note, right? For the expired goods. And also the government, we used to extend to them a credit note too. The suppliers who we buy the goods from, they used to come down and view the goods and then order it to destroy. So all that expired goods they have in C40, they're supposed to get back a credit from the suppliers. I wonder if anybody's checking that. You know? That just dawned on me because I remember we doing that. So that is my contribution today. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much.
about 9 o'clock. Like flow, we doesn't get here again. It just hear a circle spinning around and we doesn't be here again. I don't know if flow do that. Every day we hearing that, you know. So that's why I send my voice note only. Andy, I saw a video with William Monroe, how the PNM treat him, and the PNM crush that man down to the ground, and they crush him down to the ground, right? And I don't know, this government is a godsend, and I hope they remain there for the next 50 years, you understand? So Andy, you and the rest of the reporters, have a good day.
Yes, Andy, morning. This voice note, Marsha Walker, Motormouth Marsha Walker. If you want something to talk about, ease Camel up a little bit, ease up a little bit. Come in C-Trace Extension Bagatelle and see about this big, nasty, dirty street with this water running. Ease up, come in Diego Martin and see about this. You know the street you campaign on the street, or you know me because you campaign with me. Come and get this fixed. Come and talk about that. That is something to talk about. That water running almost 2 years. Come and talk about that. The track will wash away in a bit if rain continue for 1 more month. Come and talk about that, Marsha.
Good morning, ground report.
I listened to a little video from somebody in either Antigua or some one of them countries. I think it's where he passed through or something. So that's meaning the former prime minister. And they were saying that nobody informed them. They were not informed that he was passing through the country and it have diplomatic procedures and bam, bam, bam. And it's a problem, a Trinidad problem. Now, if you say it's a Trinidad problem, then it has to be the opposition, because the opposition will know where he's going. When the present government was in opposition, all the country knew is that Rowley won't be here for some time. Nobody knows where he's going. So it could never be the present government who caused all that bacchanal. Right? His people, the opposition, should know that there are certain procedures and know to inform the different areas wherever he's passing through. And he's passing through because the man said that it have diplomatic procedures. Bless.
Somebody say Faris was sitting down in the front row with Marva last night with his chest open. So he's not disappeared also. He's around. Oh boy, somebody say if him but go back, he will meet Rowley there. So Rowley's in Antigua. Okay. That way you're saying? Oh, he was in Antigua, that way he went and they say he on some Interpol list. Oh boy.
Good morning again to you, Mikey, Lennox, Newbie, and to everybody out there. I telling you, Penelope Beckles and them have no stinking shame, you know. No stinking shame whatsoever. And when it was ArcelorMittal shut down. You remember when they were asking for a meeting with Jennifer Batiste and she refused to meet the people, right? They shut down. One of our, I think it was Jada Pariag. She was the SCA top student that year. Her mother was working there. Her mother was a single parent when they shut down there. Did Penelope Beckles ask the mother and it was a big article in the newspaper, right? Did she ask the mother if she had money to buy books and things for the child? No, she didn't ask that. I wonder why. You see how they're selective? They're suffering from situational ethics and sanctimonious hypocrisy. When they shut down Karen Greens, all those women and them that went home, they didn't ask them if they had money to buy books and things, but suddenly Penny get an epiphany since they get kicked out on the 28th. Right? Suddenly they know all who need books and all who don't need books and all who need this and that and a single parent. And that lady, after she went and she went to sell insurance to help support her child. You hear? And there were a lot more parents like that. What about petrolician workers who had to go out there? They didn't study all of that, but suddenly they have feelings now. And this next fool, they call Keith Scotland following Marvin Gonzalez with the nonsense that the UNC had 9.5 years to study a crime plan, but they had 9.5 years and they never implemented their own crime plan. What stupid is all they come telling people now? So right away now they want to shift it on to them. These people were just a bunch of failures, but they want to sit on the high throne now. I keep saying, when they left office, they got their halo and their wings. that they feel they're sitting on the righteousness throne now. But people just from the reception alone that they got at that meeting to show you how people fed up with them. People don't even want to hear them. Something wrong with these people. Really, really wrong with them.
Morning, Orlando here. I don't know why people listen to the PNM because they make no sense. They're a bunch of donkeys and garahas. So a man like Short, not talking about training people in grass. I want the government to see everything from that Short man and let he start eating some grass, start eating some hay, and go and meet them and start living with the pigs and them. You know? And the dump they have there. Because the PNM people from the Beater need to get out of the PNM attitude and thinking. So sees everything from Scotland, let he start eating grass. And this Scotland, is this man a SC or a CC? Yeah, the donkey. The PNM was in power, not UNC. They could do anything they want and think and say. So you are in power, the PNM. This man is really how did man get SC? I mean, that's the reason why Rowley did not hire them to go to the Privy Council because none of them smart. They were like, go and put him in more trouble. That's why he didn't take them. Oh my God. Come on, PNM, SC, Young, Courtworth, Mark, and whoever is SC. Rowley would never hire none of you guys to represent in no court case. You go all the donkeys and garahas and fool. So even though the man for the beach, me and all, we ain't going to get no case because the guy is smart enough to win a case. All right, Andy, later, right? Andy, that Garaha from Virginia who tried to call my name, Orlando. Tell him, better look out, you know. Let him release the FC report and we gonna know who is rapist and who like little child and who like little girls. Okay? Tell him be careful. Maybe he might be on it too. Be careful, you know. Virginia man. Okay? I don't know who you are, you don't know who I am. Okay? I didn't recall your name in a long time. I don't know why you call my name. Because you are dead identity. Nobody would even hear you. That's why they cut off your phone. Don't call my name like that. I don't call your name no more because I just want the FC report to release. Alright? Later, right?
So folks, it's alleged Kamala Prasad had a stroke. Where is Kamala Prasad in this state of emergency? Where is her Trinidad and Tobago?
Less than 100 days in office. She cannot face the country. She cannot face the media. It is totally unacceptable that you send somebody else's voice. Because now we have no... Are you alive? Are you sick? Someone needs to ask the question. Is Kamala Prasad in right health? We need proof of life.
Is visiting the national meeting and want us to give God praise tonight. Oh, come on. We honor the Prime Minister. We honor her staff. We honor those that are here with her. Remain standing, everybody.
Thank you all very much. Good evening. I can't hear you. Good evening. Thank you very much for this wonderful welcome. Please have your seats. I am coming from a not very far place, from the diplomatic center up in St. Clair, after a full day of cabinet meetings, doing the business of the people, and of course with the blessings of people, and of course with praise in my heart, say, thank you, God.
Bang, 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 bang.
The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
So Marsha Walker and all the naysayers. Your lady was in church yesterday. The lady says she come from a very hard, from the diplomatic center, from a hard day's work with cabinet meetings. And then from that, she went to the church. She's alive. She had no stroke. The woman had no problems. The woman is kicking and doing her work.
Good morning to you folks on the Ground Report. I just a while ago heard a man talk about goods being in the port for 2 months and this and that. My brother, please do not try to, what should I say, hoodwink this present government. I have been receiving things that was sent to me, and they take months, sometimes 3 months before you got it, and that is long before this government came into power. So this government have nothing to do with people's goods staying long on the port. These people are just mischievous because it's a thing that's been going on for a very, very long time. A very, very long time.
It's a thing that's been going on for a long time, and he said as good as container. Container, how you receiving what? If it's container too, and if it's so, yes, it's going on a very long time. So I want to believe he's asking the government to, because I and all will like that aspect to fix, because what goes on when it's goods remain long on the port, the business people is have to pay more money, and then when they pay more money, they is inject that money on us, the customers. So it's a problem that this government meet, but by all righteousness, it's a problem that we will want them to fix. And when we come to fix, come to make a difference, make what's wrong, or put whatever wrong, right, make it right. Right, so I understand what you're saying there too, but we don't come across like, all right, the government in power, and that is something that going on long time, and just leave the government alone, and we don't need that fix right now, and no. They come across something like that, but the gentleman, because he was very respectable, he never say anything, he just said, oh, however, and you and all saying yours were very respectable too. And, for our next thumbs up for the government of Trinidad and Tobago, just like our thumbs up for them, we insert them, they dealing with that whole 56-inch TV in jail, and they're putting a handle, trying to put a handle on the crime situation in Trinidad and Tobago. They come in and meet the crime situation, they have to fix it. So even if they come and meet the port, having backups for months and people containers, we want them to get them a thumbs up for fixing that too, right? Nice. We want it fixed. Oh boy. Let me just play audio's voice notes there.
Andy, good morning. Lennox, good morning. Why? Andy, good morning. Lennox, good morning. Why Marsha Walker does stop bluffing she mouth and stop blabbering she mouth? Everybody knows she's Minister Mako. And that's a good job for she Minister Mako. So why she don't stop blabbering, she all stink mouth.
Andy Williams, pleasant good morning, my brother. Pleasant good morning to you. Pleasant good morning to Lennox Smith. Pleasant good morning to Brother Mickie. Pleasant good morning to Trinidad and Tobago. My Punisher, pleasant good morning to you, the wonderful Commissioner of Police, the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, the Honorable Ms. Kamala Prasad Bissessa. Pleasant good morning to you, ma'am. for doing a wonderful job up to this point. And my contribution this morning, I want to give kudos to that off-duty officer who was down in Independence Square at the time of that robbery, and he dealt with them. And you see situation like that. If that officer that put three of them to lie down straight and deal with them, I have no objection. Because you know why? He catch them in the act. Once you have a gun and you're trying to threaten an officer's life or you're threatening citizens' life and they deal with you, I have no objection. Andy, all the time in Trinidad and Tobago, people only balling crime. The balling in people, the balling in everybody else, crime. They're doing nothing about the crime. Now the new administration take office. They appoint a commissioner of police. The commissioner dealing with the matter. He doing what he's supposed to do as a commissioner of police. He not like them past commissioner of police. He doing what he's supposed to do. And up to this time, he even showing me that he working better than the ex-soldier, the ex-commissioner, right? Because the things he is doing, that is what it takes to cripple the syndicate. And once we, the people of Trinidad, want to live comfortable again, we have to support the government, we have to support the commissioner. We're not supporting the sort of unnecessary, you kill a man for nothing, and then you put a gun on the ground and you say, yeah, that gun and them thing. We're not supporting that. We're supporting the right thing. You catch them in the act. You see like all them people who want to kidnap people and think when you catch them, deal with them. If you catch them on the spot, I like that. If you had to go home in the house with the mother to see and the mother to hear, and then they're running and calling TV6, and TV6 had to come and they had to give them interview, and then they had to say the police come there, and they do that. We wanted so. Let me do it professional. You are a professional. So Trinidad and Tobago, just be patient, and all you will see how this crime situation will come under control. We are saying we will eradicate it completely, but it will come under control. So far, so good. And next thing I want to say concerning the PNM. Right now, the PNM is grasping at straws. The PNM have 7 corporations, and all that sort of they're making there, that is to protect the 7 corporations. But I want Trinidad and Tobago to know, the PNM is not in power. And you see, 12 months from now or 14 months from now, when they call the local government election, we have to show PNM here what it is. It's once and for all. All which part was read after the general election in April 2025, we want it to be yellow now, right? So brothers and sisters, let we take with time, we see what's going on, we support the administration, and kudos again to the police commissioner, Mr. Alistair Gavaro, for doing a wonderful job at this point in time. God bless, brothers.
Good morning, Ground Report. What PNM followers cannot see because they're not thinking that the PNM people believes that they are stupid. They just didn't want to say PNM followers when it was said the people of Trinidad and Tobago are foolish.
Yes, Mr. Antacruz, you're so right. The only plan they had was the Akanda with Mr. Lee, Lee and RSs. That's all PNM plan had. But this man Scotland, he's a post with a scene it. And the other person, something like Mr. Paul explained, so like he arrived. And I think Miss Jolene Johnson is in charge at the port, could give her a call and
confirm or ask Lennox.
Nice, all voice notes are finished. I must say a pleasant good morning to my co-host Lennox Smith. Well, you'll be able to give us that information. Well, hearing about PNM meeting, we hearing about thing in jail. I'm going to try to see if I can get on to the minister stage, and then I'll still try to get on to Miss John to find out about the late backlogs.
Yes, indeed.
You go ahead, Lennox.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Of course, good morning to all and sundry. This Friday morning, well, tonight what is happening with respect to me. I'm taking a sabbatical. Once again, of course, my absence on the corridor on Thursday was due to circumstances beyond my control. Some say overwork. Some people say that, of course, work though dead is man that's dead. Well, of course, I have decided, well, of course, to take that to heart and to make sure and get my rest. So, of course, we didn't have a program on Thursday, but certainly we had, on Wednesday, but certainly we had it on Thursday, which was last night. That being as it may, yes, I confirm with, of course, that very, should I say, well-informed caller. Yes, Jillian John is the minister responsible for the port and other facilities like that. Of course, Minister Eli is responsible, of course, for Cal, and even though he's called, of course, he has some portfolio with respect to transportation. One may say that, of course, you can link the port with some element of transport, sea transport, but of course, as far as port is concerned, yes, she is, and of course, and she's responsible for infrastructure as well, meaning roads and drains and rivers, etc. So I think that clears up that. Yes, indeed, there was a poorly attended PNM meeting in some part of the country. I don't even want to hazard a guess as to what part of the country, because, what was said there. And we have a duty to, of course, listen and observe, simply because we have to report it to you and we have to report accurately. And so, yes, some of the issues raised were the usual hackneyed, run-of-the-mill. We have heard it before, and of course, some of which is so fantastic that you wonder whether or not on the one hand, whether the PNM just had a fleeting opportunity at governance in this country. Fleeting here meaning just about 5 years or so, but the fact of the matter is they have been in office since Trinidad and Tobago became not just an independent country, but of course were exercising franchise and party politics since 1956. So we have to go back there, because they would have gone back there last night in their own meeting. The present opposition leader did, in fact, of course, regaled us with boringly, of course, with how much schools was built, where they were built, and etc., etc. Not recognizing, however, that because they were in office longer than everybody else, that they had that responsibility. But of course, stopping short of saying that with the amount of resources that was expended over the long period that they would have had the opportunity to govern Trinidad and Tobago, it is mind-boggling, frankly, that we are not yet the Singapore of the West, or the Dubai of this hemisphere, and that speaks volumes as to their incompetence, impotence, and their malice administration. Of course, in human circumstance, it took the population a very long time to recognize that, because when you have people that are at the helm of a political organization that is charismatic. Let's not waste time with that. We know that Eric William was a charismatic leader, but of course, very incompetent in terms of managing the way forward and to ensuring that the full potential of Trinidad and Tobago, economically, socially, academically, agriculturally, you name it, in terms of course, international relations and our policy as far as foreign affairs is concerned. All of those things have collapsed, particularly, of course, after 1986, and then, of course, you had succeeding him, you had in the person of the late of the late Prime Minister Manning, and then you had, of course, unfortunately, the most bizarre, the most hated, the most treacherous, the most incompetent Prime Minister talking about Rowley, and of course, as though he had a duo or a clone in the manifestation of a fellow called Young. Of course, I don't want to comment on that except to say that some people also call him Small Pin. But the fact of the matter is that they have done poorly. But in an attempt to sort of get persons to gravitate to the PNM and to get some kind of what I consider to be illusionary political currency, Penelope Beckles, as I said, in a very small assembly of what I consider to be die-hard, who are prepared to die hard, obviously. Yes, Alvary was present. I think he would have been one of the few that were not in red. He had on a white jersey. Yes, and of course, on his usual attempt to demonstrate that he's physically fit. One wonders for what. But of course, that was poignant. That was very visible, and the general rhetoric and the general nonsensicality and nonsense that they would normally talk, regurgitating, of course, things of the past, when in fact Trinidad and Tobago is very contemporary. We have to, of course, adhere to the international order and the direction of the world in terms of technology, in terms of IT, in terms of advancing in a situation where our mainstay, oil, gas, and petrochemical, is under threat and will be under threat in the future. But for the time being, is the mainstay in terms of acquiring foreign exchange in order to satisfy the foreign taste that came as a consequence, by and large, of a PNM in office for too long. So that is my take as far as that is concerned. Yes, Sturge did make intervention in terms of telling us what is happening as far as the SOE is concerned and the reason for it, as explained by the Commissioner of Police. And what was that? That there is an existential or present threat to law enforcement entities, not politicians, not ministers, but law enforcement entities and those persons who manned our prison, etc. All of those persons were part and parcel of it. So it was natural that the prisons will be a source of concern and focus, and in fact was the case. And so we have, of course, Tetron and Stobles Bay being accorded the status of a regional holding institution, and as a consequence of that, and of course with the power that was given to the law enforcement agencies by the institutionalization of a state of emergency, certain prisoners that were considered to be high risk were placed in these facilities. But of course, I think that the most somewhat hilarious, in a true sense, a statement was that, of course, a very large television was found in a person who is supposed to be in remand, demonstrating or suggesting that that person was living in luxury. Of course, I must say that the prison association did respond, I think, to that and other matters, saying that not all of their members are in fact rogue elements. That's on the one hand, and that I think in response to that television episode that was disclosed to the public by the Minister of Homeland. No, he's not Homeland. He's external. But of course, what they said is that it might have been a case where special request was made and that was allowed and is permissible within the system that we operate. To the extent that that can be verified, well, I suppose we are going to get some information in the not too distant future and therefore clarity. So, but of course, the minister did in fact indicate that that large television was found there, and of course he indicated that whilst many of the items, the contraband items, would have entered the prison by virtue of drones, which of course is a very cheap but very effective flying object that can of course raise to heights at least that can hover over the prison and therefore deposit items that they will consider to be contraband. The fact of the matter is that a television of that size is impossible for it to be delivered by way of drones. As I said, people are going to comment, and we are going to be looking at it both from an official perspective and from, of course, our community and observatory, as well as social media commentary on that particular matter. I don't know if you have any other matters that you would like to address at this point in time, except to say that Dr. Rowley did give us an update on the phantasmagorical story that he gave us coming out of Antigua. Yes, the Antiguans did, of course, respond by saying, well, by and large, the account that he gave was factual. He was in fact stopped, etc., etc. But of course, they have no indication as to the source of the information that would have caused them to detain Dr. Rowley for a short period in that country. But what Dr. Rowley said subsequently is that it is possible for people to clandestinely, to secretively give information to Interpol that would have caused that incident, suggesting that somehow Trinidad and Tobago's authority gave the information clandestinely, secretively, and so his so-called or his alleged ordeal or discomfort in Antigua manifested itself. Of course, he does still have a diplomatic passport. Of course, there are some school of thought that are saying why it is that he should have a diplomatic passport. But at any rate, there's another school of thought that says that even if he has a diplomatic passport, then it is very negligible that a person with such immunity from what he explained transpired would be subjected to what he said that he was subjected to. So quite a lot of information coming out of that, but of course there's another school of thought that said that is just a deflection because he used it as an opportunity to castigate the Attorney General, saying that of course he was very specific, the Attorney General that is, in terms of identifying certain elements for his attention. But of course, we know Dr. Rowley is referring to blue lights and silver bracelet, something he introduced, of course, into the lexicon or the vocabulary of politics in this country. When he refers to blue lights and silver bracelets, he simply means that police are looking for you and, of course, may well charge you, and of course you end up before the courts. So that is what he was clearly referring to, and what he did there was to sound an alarm. And of course it is not anything that is new to us. We heard it from Gonzales, we heard it from Scotland, we heard it I think to a lesser degree, but nonetheless reference was made by the current political leader of the PNM and of course leader of the opposition. So it's early days yet. Of course the focus on the CPAP workers continues to be a focus in last night's PNM meeting, and the political leader did in fact once again reference that particular situation. And of course, as Ms. Santa Cruz rightly said, a sudden bleeding heart for these people, but nothing in reference to the over 1,000 persons that would have been directly and indirectly affected by the closure of Petrotrin in the southwestern peninsula, some of whom we understand from our information committed suicide. Their families have been traumatized and disintegrated. So we have a lot of broken homes as a consequence of that. But she has not. She talking about Penelope Beckers has not referenced that, but of course is concerned about only the CPEP and other make work program workers that clearly she's making or creating a storm in a teacup in such circumstance, having regard to the fact that they, just as when the Petrotrin workers was dismissed, got some kind of what I consider to be gratuity or some kind of compensation, just as them. But the fact of the matter is that while there was the intent that the Petrotrin workers be in a permanent state of no work, the situation with CPEP Power is temporary, and but they got something to tidy them over the period of let's say not having official work until, of course, the new contractors who by and large is the responsibility of the present administration to implement, to contract in order to continue that particular program. And the only commonality here with respect, of course, to the concerns that they may have, that is to say the PNM and its leadership or its new leader and the current circumstance, the only commonality is that they are concerned, the present administration is concerned about the bread and butter issue of these persons. And of course, there's a further non-commonality. A difference is that one is a hypocrite, talking about the PNM and the present leadership, whilst of course the UNC is genuinely concerned about the expediting of the processes that would be necessary to get them back on even keel and to put food and therefore bread and butter on their respective tables. So that is where we are, and those are some of the issues that I would like to treat with at this point in time. And if you
nice. So the lines are open. Trying to make the lines are open. The numbers to call 225-6644, 225-6644, or 239-5120, 239-5120. Or send us your WhatsApp voice note at 366-3053, 366-3053.
Yes, indeed. And of course, Young did in fact comment on his former boss's ordeal as announced or as explained by Rowley. There is an article with respect to him. He has found his voice as well. Government must investigate, watch list issue. So that is the title of the article in today's Newsday. Of course, Angus Stewart to hold a meeting to elect new directors, directors that were resistant. The recalcitrant was very pronounced when they refused to, of course, resign, and it was the persuasive utterances of the Prime Minister to, of course, have them convinced that they must do the right thing. Penelope Beckers did call for Kamala Prasad Bissessa in terms of where she is. What has happened, of course, suggesting that there's something wrong. Well, I think that the proof of the pudding, one way or another, will be on Monday when the Parliament convenes to discuss the extension or the termination of the SOE that is current.
Go ahead, caller. Pleasant good morning to you.
Morning, caller. Morning, Andy. Morning, Lennox. Calling from Arima. I want to find out, at the end of the SOE, trying to find from Lennox, right? Will the prisoners who are at Tetron and Stowers Bay, will they be going back into the normal prison system, when the SOE is finished? If so, this will just be spinning top in mud for a few months. We need to come up with a plan or proper security details for these high risk, whether it is a build a smaller prison to in the future that they know, okay, we have high risk prisoners, and if it had to take away from the prison officers and put in a specialized team or something to watch these prisoners, I think that will be going down in a better road. So if the SOE goes for like, say, 6 months, they have like in a 6 months to put in, get somewhere, a warehouse, something, where, and then call it a prison, not something for just the SOE, but a proper prison where these high-risk prisoners alone would be, with a specialized team who would be looking after these high-risk prisoners. That is my suggestion, because other than they go back in jail, in the prison system, they're just spinning up in mud there again. Because we know, as we already said, the prison corrupt, and there's a back and forth with the prison. And Lennox, who is the prison under? Was under Wayne Sturge or under the Ministry of Justice? I know that was never really clarified as much. It was under Justice or Defense. Because I hear nothing from the Minister of Justice when it comes to the prison. So, and these things at the prison have been going on for years and years. So I hope this government comes in and really do something about the prison situation and the condition the prisoners and them under. So they wouldn't be had to going through this to call SOE, because as I just say, after they're done, they're going right back in the prison, and they're just spinning up in mud. So they need to find a solution what to do with these high-risk prisoners. Thanks, man. Hope they can do something about that.
Thank you very much.
Morning, Gong Report. Morning, General and Tobago. Here this now. I have a situation, right, within my...
Hold on for the next caller. Just hold on a little bit there, right? Hold on.
Okay. My family. I have my niece daughter is going to school in Barapo, right? And the girl have been asking for a transfer for the past 3 years, and every time she go, it's the same story that they can't do it, or the schools are them full. Now, to go from Barapo now, and she's relocating to Ladra area, because due to, I think the story was with the storm, I think her house blew away, and she's trying to get help, right, for her child to transfer, if it's to Pleasantville or Astra or Motsec, anywhere close by that the child could go to school. And they keep giving the girl the run around, right? Well, how hard it is to get a transfer. The Barapo school saying they cannot do it, and she ain't getting, then I sure the school not even trying for the ministry to intervene, right? I cannot give her name and thing on the air, but this is the situation. She used to live Golconda, right? And it's very expensive in transportation. The girl is a single parent, and she's trying every time she go, there's a different story that they can do, and the book school and then book without even checking, right? So I wish you guys, somebody from the Ministry of Education can help and call and get through this. See if they could help this girl with this transfer from the school from Barapo, because sometimes when it flooded, Rochelle Douglas Road is flooded. The child can't go to school, right? So.
Go ahead, next caller. Morning.
Hello, good morning, Andy.
Good morning to you.
Oh, good morning, Lennox, Mickie, Trinidad and Tobago. I am calling from Pitty Valley. Andy, every day I listen to callers, and you know what they could not get done in 9 years, like they want it done right now. And I think the government have more advisors outside than inside the government itself. Because to me now, everybody is an advisor. Everybody. You think under Rowley they're going to be saying and telling Rowley what they want to be telling this government? My next point is I saw Brian Manning and Scotland giving out hampers. But these hampers looking like children party bags. And I'm yet to see a grocery bag. Some little bags, I don't know what these hampers have in it, but they're all over the place that they're giving out hampers. And my final point is, I want to say after 9 years, we now truly have an independent police commissioner. His name came up, it was debated in Parliament, he was accepted. No, Italian government, not number 1, not number 2, not number 3, he wanted number 4. Interference with the commissioner of police. You think if Erla or Benjamin was the commissioner of police, they would be going out on the field 2, 3 o'clock in the morning like this commissioner they're doing? So I want to say congratulations to the government and congratulations to this new commissioner of police. As a citizen, I think I feel more safe with him as commissioner of police. Thank you.
She ain't getting then I'm sure the school not even trying for the ministry to intervene.
Yeah, call the person who send that message there. Let your family mother go to the MP, to your MP. Go to the MP and ask the MP if they could try everything in the book to get that transfer for the child and the convenience. Right? Try the MP. Okay? Next caller, morning.
Morning, Andy, Lennox, Mickie, Trinidad and Tobago.
Good morning. Good morning.
Andy, through you, morning, Uncle Lennox. So, Andy, I thought this public meeting with the PNM, I was expecting Paris Harari, Stuart Young, to come out in this meeting blazing and talking that what they have done and show the letters and the proof that, hey, this was done according to board and in the right way. Because Rowley always say his ministers and them do everything according to the procurement and the law. But you see, they was talking one way through the teeth and thieving the other way, misleading the public. Paris, why I was missing from the meeting? You're supposed to come up and tell the CPEP workers that because of all your incompetence and breaking the law, or they try to put contractors illegal, and it's an illegal act, is being investigated. And that is why they had to wait on their job. Because while the investigation going on, this is what we voted for, to clean up corruption. To clean up corruption. Stuart Young, you cannot come out and say that Faris, you didn't give Faris no instruction. Come out and talk it. And this is what all they're supposed to be doing. Penelope, you is a leader. You leading with integrity and transparency. This is what all they're supposed to come out and say. And Dominic, Roman, what Roman you is, right? You're trying to twist everything. Yeah, you know what? 25,000 went home. We used to reduce corruption. And that is why the state board of them holding on. And you see, the president was said that this is why our party, the United National Congress, where I stand with, is against corruption. We party, my party, Prime Leader, Ms. Kamala Prasad Bisesa said, they want to check it on the books. And when she put a skateboard for the public purse and any misbehavior in public office, they face the court and the full front of the law. But you see, we're all coming to hoodwink people, right? And have them like puppet, all the base go on, and all the looking
your phone get bad. Your phone getting bad.
Yeah. Okay.
Your phone getting bad.
So I would like to say that the budget consultation, Avocat Village School. Everybody come out and be apartheid and make all the decision in life to enjoy the wealth of this country and better all this up and upliftment. Have a nice day, Andy.
It's a song better now, eh? If it is anything more that you have to say. Had to say.
But Annie, what do you think of this statement made by I think one of the presenters in that PNM exercise, where of course the present government had 9 point something years to formulate a crime plan, and that there is no, of course, that was regurgitated by the political leader of that party and the present opposition leader. What do you think of that statement? Because it's mind-boggling that would even be part and parcel of that discussion. Because I mean, to me, it's like spitting in the sky and falling in your face. But that's my view. What's your view?
My view on what now? Let me hear that again.
That the present government, had 9 point something years to formulate a crime plan, and they are saying that there's no crime plan because, of course, crime continues unabated. That's their argument.
My view on it is I see in a lot more hands-on approach when it comes to crime in Trinidad and Tobago, based on the police service, based on the government, that I saw in 9.5 years. So in 3 months, less than 3 months, the people of Trinidad and Tobago are seeing more a hands-on approach when it comes to the crime situation and again, trying to get a grip on crime. When it comes to, like, for instance, look the prison.
Because
look
I mean,
how we're
we're
going to the
talking
prison.
about 9 years compared to 3 months.
3 months,
But
yeah.
more significantly, I think built into that argument is the fact that they acknowledge that they failed in the 9 years. Why would you make a statement like that? I mean, it is asinine, it is dotish, it is puerile, it is of course lacks any kind of credence that will give them any kind of political currency, because that is what they have said. They have said that they have failed because they had 9 months, meaning in 9 years. Sorry, the present government had 9 years, meaning that in that 9 years they tried maybe their best but failed, and therefore, the present government ought in that period to come up with something that will magically turn things around. I mean, it is simply asinine, frankly.
Yeah, well, Chupin.
Yeah.
Go ahead, caller. Pleasant good morning to you.
Hello, morning.
Yes, good
calling
morning.
From the Santa
Good morning.
Flora. Yeah, calling from Santa Flora.
Good morning, Santa Flora.
Yes, good morning.
I stumbled on that PNM meeting yesterday, and I just listened to one of the guy, and he saying that how the road by he's so bad, and the minister living right there, and they're not fixing it. I want to know all the time the road was bad as UNC coming power, the road get bad, and how he had to go and tell the minister to fix the road, and then she fix it. Because they know what to do. They don't have a plan. I say, but these people are really crazy, why? I don't know who buying that. And the next thing is this, with it.
Just to understand.
One more thing is with this prison, now they are TV in prison. I don't want to talk too much about that, but that is from the top, It's not from the underneath, And I don't know why they didn't get the man in charge of the prison and question he about that. Because without how a TV could reach inside that prison, you have to know, you is the big man, you is the man in charge. And another thing I could talk about, I want to talk that on here. Thank you.
Thank
Enjoy
you.
all the day.
Well, the minister did say quickly, Andy, the minister did say that the officers, the prison officers, are intimidated. They are so afraid of these prisoners because they live in the same community as where the prisoners would have come from, and therefore that is why they might have bent the rules or accommodate and infringe in, by and large, of course, some of the rules as far as contraband matters are concerned or issues are concerned.
Yeah, but a whole TV, a whole TV.
Yeah, I find that.
So,
And it's something you can't hide.
Yeah.
If a little marijuana, a little cocaine, probably.
That a whole TV is above the grade of an average of an average prison officer. That's a whole TV you're talking about. That
Yeah,
the
well,
big
but no,
shots.
and I take the point of the caller, that clearly it would have come from on top because that would have been conspicuous. You can't, in the night when you take off the lights, for example, you must see that light glowing from that particular cell, when they would have turned it on for whatever reason.
A whole TV, Boy. Go ahead, caller, morning.
Andy, Mickie, Lennox, Smith, and Tobago Central here. Pleasant, good morning. Andy, my front burner issue is that Trinidad and Tobago, I would like to know why it has to take a new government to clean up this nasty, corrupted mess in the prison service. Why it has to take a new government to clean up the prison?
Because the last one wasn't doing it?
Exactly, Andy. Exactly. So you remember the past wicked, cold-hearted, dirty-minded piping sprung in PNM political leader, which is Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley. You remember he says that if you cannot deal with it, then you are a part of it. Trinidad and Tobago connect the dots. You put it to all your own senses and understand the kind of high level of corruption taking place inside this country. Thank the Almighty Lord together with Andy and all the strong supporters of this present administration, this government, that took part to really dig out the dirty-minded PNM and bring in and restore a new working, performing government to the people. Because look at the kind of level of unfairness and crime going on inside of there. Inside of there have more crime than outside here in society. Trinidad and Tobago, all they have eyes, all they seeing, all they have ears, all they hearing. Man has 65-inch TV inside of there. Well, that's where you call this place up in the Port of Spain, the big time hotel. What really going on in this country? But thank the Almighty Lord that we put the right government in position to see about the people business. That is why them criminals and then sending out the Jones or whoever it is and calling shots on this one and that one because they're locked onto every detail going on in society. And never tell you see the man who run in that prison for the last person who called, you took the words out my mouth. You see the man who run in that prison, he would have had to be under real investigation because prison officers and them allowing to pass in with these type of things. Who collecting the racket money and splitting up the money that all they cannot do the right thing for the people in this land, their business, to be seen about these people and them. Why all they taking part of this thing and being associated to this thing? That man has to be in real problems right now. That man's supposed to be, he's supposed to be under heavy investigation. No pay until further notice. Because you is responsible for all these people and them. And you telling me that you allowing these type of things to be going on? How the hell a 65-inch you can reach up inside of there? These are real criminals inside these places. How they reach in there? Trinidad and Tobago, we really and truly have to stand up for the right thing, We have to stand up for the right thing in this country, Eh? Imagine a small device of a cell phone. You know how much damages that could cause to people in society? Yeah? Which is seen happening for the longest while, John. It's real thing happening in real time. You telling me about man in jail calling shots on this one and that head? You see them corrupted Tunky and them? Here what's telling you. I want the Minister of Homeland Security together with Wayne Surge and them come in a serious discussion and start to audit them workers and them. And anytime they've been found guilty of any wrongdoing, man, fire them with no benefits behind. Not even the last that they are allowed to receive it. You know why? All you saw is putting other citizens' life at risk. How these things happening inside of there according to the Minister Wayne Search? Is it that it's falling from the sky? Huh? These are things that is ongoing from the PNM time. We understand that. But thank God we get the right thinking government to deal with it. Just like the corruption with the CPEP thing. Trinidad and Tobago is seen it as we say in for themselves. So this is not no fabricated lies. How these people and them allowing these people and them, and yes, They have to bring in a serious search with some serious zoom cameras up inside of them prison places. You're searching your friend, your good pal, your good whoever, even your boss man, you have to search and all too, to ensure going in and coming out, you are being cleaned and swept. And let me tell you the next thing too. Let the government have to install some kind of thing that when you're behind these prison walls and them, you cannot use no device, which is no phone. Like if you're going in Pennywise and these places, when you're going in there, it doesn't get no signal to use no phone. It's only when you come back out the building, then you get allowed to use it. Once they install these type of thing, all are using cell phone thing, that's going and done because they will not get proper signal to use it. It is a serious thing. Crime is a big business in this country. And it don't know up to yesterday, Andy, and Trinidad and Tobago guy watching movies concerning these type of things. And movies is reality. And these things that what I saw yesterday, it's exactly what's happening in this country. And I was like, boy, people like they living in movies like right now. You understand? But once again, people, I like how the government performing. Thank the Almighty God. May God bless each and every single one of them. And our great political leader, Mrs. Kamala Prasad Missessa, may the Almighty God preserve you. Together with our solid supported platform called the Ground Report. And the Mickie and Lennox Smith, God bless each and every single one of you every day, every minute of your life, and all your family, boy, guidance and protection. Because so many front burner issues always bring to this country. All it does raise my pause in the morning time, boy. We are addicted to this program. If we are here, all you neither see, all we can't function. Always in another breath of life in this place, boy. You hear what I'm saying? And all the loyal supporters of the great party, the United National Congress, and know all your holding strength, all you have to be seen about by the grace of Almighty God. Just ride the wave as I say, and all you will soon reach shore, or they will get served the right time and everything. You understand what we're saying? We just have to deal with the real crucial and critical, devious kind of performance going on when the last administration. You understand what we're saying? So people, all they seeing, all they hearing in news every single day, all they seeing things coming up with evidence. And I like our great commissioner of police. I like the performance of this person, Mr. Gary Griffith. You was there at a point in time. You had time expired. Life goes on. Leave the present person who are there, sir. You wanted to be all kind of thing like a Kalalu. You wanted to be commissioner, to be politician. You wanted to be all kind of thing. You did your past. All now you just have to do to the country right now is update you. Where your cousin is or whoever that person linked to you from your helping stepdaughter. You bring that to the front burner, you see up Trinidad and Tobago, and we go understand what's going forward with you. Marshall Walker, you need to go and check your brain if you hear on your head covering your brain and your senses. You stay out of UNC business because we don't know what you're drinking and what you're studying to do when the day comes. Leave UNC business out of your mouth, Miss Lady. You ain't making no sense. Trinidad and Tobago, keep locked on and watch performance by this great government. And you go see how they go perform things that what we never seen in real life. We remember with one people, one nation, one love. Unity is the code. Be brothers, be one another brothers and sisters. Keep us, see something, say. Don't keep all them out sealed. It's a serious time, people. Right? We're looking to clean up this place and it's goodness we're going to restore back. Andy, remember all your locked on. We listen to all that the entire time. Or let's be safe and sound for this weekend. And at the end of the day, we always have to be loyal and straight up. I'm telling you again, it's a serious time we're living in. So just remember Trinidad, unity is the code. Andy, all let's be safe and sound is our weekend. And by Monday, God's willing, we're back on again. You understand? Locked on and listen, Andy. And it's that.
Thank you very much. Go ahead, Mr. Ramnarine.
Good morning, Andy. Good morning, Lennox. What I want to say, this guy they call Marva Gonzalez. He talking about crime in one of the newspapers this morning. That UNC don't have a hold on crime and the UNC can't do nothing about crime. He was here for 10 years with PNM. What he did for crime? He was Minister of National Security for about a couple of months. What he did about crime? Why he don't shut the old mouth and go and all stink mouth and go and rest himself somewhere? They only make it. They only trying to make trouble, and they're only trying to create problems. You know, Marvin is a waste of time. He knows that. He was the Minister of National Security. What he did, And you come to tell, oh, the UNC not doing anything about crime. You know, these guys just look for the insult, and when they get insult, they want to blame the people. And talking about propagandists, he is one of them. So you want to preach the Bible at the PNM throughout the country of Trinidad and Tobago. People are stupid, Gonzales. People wise. They wouldn't listen to you. They just hear you and laugh at you. How stupid and ignorant you are. Because your boss was an ignorant man. And you likewise follow suit. And the next one, Al-Rawi. Well, I see a picture of Al-Rawi running. You better keep on running. But you can't hide it. You can run, but you can't hide it. Because all that corruption you're in. You know? Bring back the people money. And again, I want to say about, I think things die out about Imbat. Shortman Imbat. Imbat, where the money gone? The $2.6 billion. Go and find it and bring back for the people that need it. They need it to develop the country. Understand? Anyway, I would have to say this morning, and you all have a good and safe weekend. Bye.
All right, thank you very much. Go ahead, call the morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you. And where you calling from? What's your contribution on the ground report this morning?
Okay, I'll be very brief. Calling from Cuba.
Cuba.
By the way, you are Arnhem from a flower hill?
Huh?
You and Arnhem, the first glasses there, who was very, very instrumental in trying to revive and to try to get Lavity Hill into somewhere progressive.
Yeah, Lennox Smith. Lennox Smith.
Lennox, right.
Yeah,
right.
that's Lennox Smith there. Andy Williams, the Pitbull. I am, and Lennox Smith is there now. Mikey is supposed to be joining us in a little bit.
Okay, my short comment is this. I read where the live dolly, you know, it's a pretty lady, look like a dolly, Dolly Gas, whatever her name, the Ministry of Education in last regime. Okay? She stated that the children who have been dismissed, who have been expelled, the children who give real problems over how many years, how many thousands, right, were from them homes. Listen carefully. You all heard that? You all read that? Did you all read that?
Go ahead again. If it is we read, go ahead.
That the past Minister of Education said, the statement is on the newspaper, I have a copy, where the children, those children who misbehaved, those children who were expelled from the school system, were from PNM homes with PNM parents. And the time has come for the PNM party group to start looking into those PNM parents so that, now listen, if that is really so, it meant that when they grow up, they become the bandits in Trinidad and Tobago. It means that that's what she is saying. Not only that, I'll be very brief, the head of the PNM today said that openly that the PNM has lost its way. Okay?
Yes, she did.
You heard Mr. Leon's remarks and all the others who are the echelons of the PNM, right? But this is my observation. I am now 76. My father was very, very much in the PNM. He used to take me to meetings and so on and so on. I read extensively Winston Mahavir book, In and Out of Politics, all Williams books. I've been to the university, my wife also. And we have been always taking part. I was a member of NJAC also. But that's besides the point. Here is my conclusion. I know for a fact that since that gentleman who was a kind of radical in the days when he was at Oxford, who came here and Sir Lal James encouraged to be the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago for 1956, okay? They have destroyed bit by bit the social fabric, well, I don't want to say social fabric, and now the social fabric of Trinidad and Tobago has been definitely fractured, right? And it all began when in 56, this group of people who have over the years been a sore on Trinidad and Tobago has now turned into a cancerous situation. And right now in Trinidad and Tobago, the PNM supporters who say if they have to suffer, they prefer to suffer under PNM. And most of them saying they go dead at PNM. They have become cancerous to the fabric of the fabric of Trinidad and Tobago society. So we have to be very, very careful that one of the most dangerous things that the first Prime Minister did in this country up to yesterday is fluid African, Indian hatred. They have fueled that from ever since, within the first 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 years of elections, and saying PNM is Trinidad country and all that. They have called in Reginald Cavalier, his team, a recalcitrant group of people. They have done that at every single election since we started as so-called, we're not a sovereign state, because I'm looking at the Constitution right now. I always had the Constitution ever since I was in Form 4. Yeah. And it says that after our court here, there's an appellate court. Now, when I was small, I used to think this appellate court is some big fancy court in Trinidad, where after you go to the appeal court, you can go there, not knowing it's the Privy Council. The Privy Council, who in 1571 declared us with a jurisprudence, they understand that we are inferior, and the only purpose we can serve is to serve them. They made us chattel when Barbados started to experiment with it. Okay? So, a neo-colonial government, according to Frank Fanon, is a government that continues the criminal existence of the colonial thing. People thought colonial, well, you're dumb and stupid, so these people come and bring you out a thing and they colonize you. Damn nonsense. And up to today, let me give you one more fact. Natalie Ligol was interviewing the late fellow who say he had no lost love because you can't miss something that you're in love. When they interviewed him and asked him how he felt about leaving the PBR and so on, right? Natalie Ligol was discussing with him some roadmap plan he had, which was supposed to take effect after the COVID. Lee Hunt was the head of that plan, right? But Lee Hunt left because Lee Hunt is an intelligent man, and he has seen no stupidness and making no bacchanal with no leader, so he left decently. But hear this, Natalie Ligol asked him, well, what about places like the train line? What about places like John? What about places like so and so and so? How are they going to fit into this thing, right? When the rich just keep getting richer and the poor getting poorer. You know that goodly educated, quote-unquote, gentleman told Natalie, I can't quote him, but I'll try to remember exactly because I have it written there. I don't have it in front of me. He said, what you're talking about, what's wrong with the rich getting richer and the poor getting poorer? What do you expect? To carry up one and bring down the next one, or bring up the next one to carry on the next one? So Natalie Ligol said, well, no, Mr. Prime Minister, before she could finish, she said, listen, what you all should be doing is assisting the rich to get richer. Natalie Ligol opened her eyes, so I have a recorded tape that I did on my phone. You know what the man said? Well, why this is so? When the rich get richer, opportunities will be created. And that is who we had running this country, who was never appointed even to do a 10 days as acting Prime Minister in the absence of both Williams, Kamaluddin Mohammed, not Kamaluddin, he didn't come there, Chambers, Manning. They never even give the man 5 days. Why? And that is the man who, the people who didn't vote caused that, because a lot of people sitting on the fence, don't know what they were looking at, right? But we have to remember something. Why it is we are in this contentious place and dangerous place in Trinidad and Tobago is, number one, the PNM is trying to keep pushing, and they will try to do it if they get the opportunity to create disturbance in this country to make the government look bad. And how they'll do it? Through race craziness. And the other thing we have to remember too is because we are not a sovereign state, We are not a sovereign state. When these younger children realize what is happening in this country, when you have a president who has no power whatsoever, right? We have a prime minister who is, well, I'm not talking about Kamal Prasad Visesa, but the post of prime minister is, guess what? A benevolent dictatorship. The prime minister is in charge of everything and could do whatever the hell they want in Trinidad and Tobago. Don't look for the judiciary. The same colonial foolishness that they continue following, and people who didn't read Frank Fanon, and they don't know about these things, and they didn't read the book that, the last book that I got from Professor Hilary Beckles, right, where he explained in detail the danger of what colonialism had done to the people of African descent first. Other people got it too, you know. They tried it with the Indians, they tried it with the Syrians, they tried it with the Chinese. They were, as a matter of fact, part of that information you've seen where the poor, destitute whites were considered as superior to the African people who they enslaved, and the mixed breed people also, and the Chinese and whoever it was. That is how dangerous it is, okay? And not only that, Lloyds of London, which is still in existence, they used to send money for the slave masters. I wouldn't even want to use the word white because we know we're talking about already. The planters, right? They used to compensate them when they kill us, you know. There were instances that Professor Hilary Beckles came across from the research that they did, where sometimes they'll put us against a post, if we, people who try to escape and all that, and cut our genitals off. Of course, we die. They send their invoices to the up to England there, to Lloyds of London, and they get compensated. Guess what they get compensated for? You want to guess? Legally, compensation for loss of property. I'll stop here because well, you know, I used to teach.
No, but very good, very good. Your history and your information was warmly respected. You sound like a new caller. We always listen, but you was a new caller.
I've been looking at the program and I wanted to make sure.
Very interesting, Andy, conversation there, even though, of course, it's
but wait, just so that he said
monologue, a monologue, but very, very, very interesting.
Well, Lennox,
because I agree with the caller that even when, of course, the abolition of slavery was formally declared in 1834 thereabout, and the apprenticeship system was triggered. There was, of course, a process where the landlords would have been compensated, but the slaves themselves would have been left to their own devices, and of course, living a life of misery and poverty. So, well said, my friend. I concur.
Let me just think one little thing, right? I don't want to keep you all back that much. You said, and the slave was compensated. It's we. Our ancestors, our blood, our genes was not compensated, right? Not the slaves. We like to talk about the slaves and the slaves and the slaves. That's why a lot of young people think the slaves was some kind of weird something. Our history on planet Earth didn't begin as being slaves. We have to get that in the education system. We did not start in the 14th or 15th or 16th century. So every time we talk about Trinidad and Tobago, they're talking about, they're bringing up slavery, and you know, but you can't see what the white people do, and this and that and the other. And oh yes, one other very, very serious thing. I have experienced that the residual colonialism, the danger and death knell of the colonialism, with the constabulary, when they established the constabulary, you know what their function was legally? To protect the African, they didn't use the word African because we lose the race. To protect the Negroes and the indentured Indians, that's what, to protect the slave masters against them. That was the constabulary. And up to today, I have noticed that the mentality of the police force in Trinidad and Tobago, they're protecting and serving the same people who they came to protect. It's now called a police service and a police force. And they only enforce the law against the Indians and the Africans, especially us. Throw us on the ground, have these little boys who never commit a crime, spread them, their legs open. They try to put their hand under their face to block the face on the dirt. They move in the hand and put in handcuff on it, you know. And there's a lot more, but I guess seeing that I got through now, on my first time, from time to time, I'll call you all and give
Right,
you
but one thing that I agree with most of the things you said there, how if it go, but we still govern ourselves, right? We still govern ourselves.
Believe it, we don't.
All right, well, we still have an opportunity.
We're governing ourselves. We would like to govern ourselves, and a lot of us would want to be self-governing and be a sovereign state. But we are not any body or country that controls your law system. Your final court is who governing you. What governs the country? Not laws.
Yeah, laws govern the country. All right, but what I was trying to say there is that when the Commonwealth, when we were still governed under England, before we become a republic or independence and all those various things.
Commonwealth. Now we just the Commonwealth.
Right. Well. Right, but before we got get independent and all those various things. To me, Trinidad and Tobago was better off really and truly because we had the train, the roads was better, we had farming industry, we had cocoa, we had cane, we had everything compared to now. While although yes, you're saying we are not governing ourselves, we are governing ourselves, but the laws is somebody else's own, as you say, if it go. But we still had an opportunity because all those people who become prime ministers and things in this country, born here, and they had the opportunity to be able to make that change, and the proof to be worse than the slave masters, the England before.
Fanon read what Frank Fanon wrote about. They became neo.
I'm sorry, Andy, I have a difficulty in following. I'm not hearing you, but I really had to get them for those people make a difference. And a substantial part of the president. I had to go online in order to follow, but of course that would have been delayed.
Yeah.
But I think I got what you're saying. We were subjected, of course, after the so-called independence in 1962, following, of course, the breaking up of the federation, due to what I consider to be the tribal nature, for want of a better term, or the independence movement in Jamaica, which of course crashed the entire thing, and the infamous statement by Eric Williams, one from 10 leave none, and therefore Trinidad and Tobago was put into independence mood, and we achieved it in August, of course. Well, before August, but in 1962. Yes, indeed, and of course, yes, we suffered from the Dutch disease as a consequence. The advent of oil created a situation where we no longer depended on the wonderful, still is wonderful cocoa, the price, the very what I can say unique cocoa industry, or the cocoa that we produce here, and a number of other agricultural items that we would normally produce in order to feed ourselves. And if we had it simultaneous with the discovery of oil and the development of that industry, certainly we would be in a better place. It was not by accident then I mentioned, of course, the Singapore of the West, or the Dubai of the Western Hemisphere. Trinidad ought to have been. But of course, a myopic government, starting with Eric Williams, and of course, and recently on the up to the 28th of April, have demonstrated that myopia continues, and we have to replace that system. I'm not too concerned. I would say more hybrid rather than say that we are subjected to colonialism even now, and we are not really independent. I suppose no former colonial state could declare that, even though of course we would like to, because constitutionally we are, and not because we still adhere, or we still confide in the Privy Council, that we are not independent. I don't share that view in totality, except in that one area. But that is the situation we have, because we can't trust
just now, caller, he not hearing you. As he done,
we can't trust our own systems.
He not hearing you. That's why he talking. So as he done,
dispense justice. Yeah.
No, go ahead now, caller.
1 second. I'm quoting. You're hearing me now, right?
Yeah, but you make this one short and sweet. Let's
very short and sweet. I'm quoting from in 1976. That's after we had independence, right? I'm quoting the 5th session of 3rd Parliament, Trinidad and Tobago, 25th Elizabeth II, and the coat of arms, Trinidad and Tobago Constitution Act number 4 of 1976. What is 25th Elizabeth II on this constitution that I have in front of me, this here before they changed it to the Republican Constitution? And look how long we got independence, right? This year is Act number 4 of 1976. It begins 5th session, 3rd Parliament, Trinidad and Tobago, 25th Elizabeth 1-2, and then underneath Constitution. So what are you telling me about? So we have to change these things. And forgive me for taking so long, but let me give out a little joke. I mean, here, my wife told me that she don't tomorrow if I die before her, and she looks down in the coffin. She will see my mouth moving. She thinks she will see my mouth moving. I didn't know how to wait so long because it's too much I can say. But I was just waiting to prove that this station and this program, the authenticity of it, and the information that you all disseminate to the population, that you're on the absolutely correct track to really bring us to true independence and Republican status. Thank you very much for being with me, gentlemen.
No problem. And as your wife say, we feel we go see. She will watch on the coffin and see your mouth talking. Oh boy. Let's take the calls. Well, let me make it short and sweet. I have to go to some voice notes in a little bit. Morning caller. Have a lot of voice notes, including Mother Bernie and a lot of other people.
Andy.
Hey, and Lennox, you really had to get a headphone, you know. Because Monday we get the interview. We get the interview Monday.
I'm sure that there were vital parts of that encounter that I would have missed, and I'm feeling empty. I'm feeling a kind of vacuum that in the discussion, and maybe we might have been able to fill the gaps, or to of course agree to disagree, and so on, so on, so forth. But clearly, I had to exit myself from the entire process because I wasn't hearing what the contribution was on the other side.
Right, because he was asking about certain things and things too. And we have our interview Monday, please God. Hopefully with Mr. Wayne Sturge.
Yeah, I'll get that headphone.
Really have to get that headphones.
I'll get that trust. I'll get that.
Just as the problem is a problem.
When I use the internet, when I just as everybody else, when I monitor the program on the internet, I am getting the full contributions of the callers.
But delayed.
But on the system that we have between us, are talking about the app that we use. I'm not getting it.
Right. So what you will have to do is that computer that have the Discord, you have to plug in your headphones.
Yeah. So I will do that. I definitely will do that. Because I've tested it this week in more ways than one, and I believe that I will. Let me tell the caller that is providing that headphone. I did come into NUGFW Drive. My problem is that I forgot the actual house number 1 and 2. My phone just went blank, so I couldn't call. So
well,
I will
go this week and
today
get
or tomorrow to make sure I collect so that we can start afresh on Monday.
Nice. So make sure and look out for him. Call him when he call you. Keep calling him while he's on his way, and please give him that headphone. It's really, really important. And it's making you look bad. It's making you look unprofessional, Lennox. And when you're talking to people, you're not hearing you.
Because I thought that level of discussion, would have done well for everybody, because I felt that comfortable to engage on that particular subject, because we have been discussing these matters from time immemorial.
Nice. Go ahead now, caller. Pleasant good morning to you. Where you calling from, and what's your contribution on the Gong Report this morning?
Andy Felix, but only 2 minutes I'm waiting on you and Lennox.
Yeah.
You ever going on Lennox? We said I'm going Pago tonight. Go and dance on the phone.
Yeah, don't go Pagos. Go and check the person. Go and check the person. The person have headphones.
I'll look for that. So that's I'll go take it. I'll look for that.
So before you go and dance today, Lennox Smith, Go check the person and get the headphones and come back and dance.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead, caller.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah. I'll look for that. So I'll take my blues.
Hello.
Go ahead, Felix. We are listening.
Hello.
Go ahead, Felix. We listening.
Yeah. Hey, this is what Lennox. Lennox, what independence mean? Hello.
What independence mean? He asks you what independence mean. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, of course, taking care of yourself. There are a very simple way of treating defining that. As a country, as an individual, as a group, as a community. If you're independent, it means that you take care of yourself, meaning that in totality.
Well, for the past 20-something years, I stopped celebrating that because I know PNM bring me dependent. Not independent, they bring me dependent. You have to depend on people.
Well, of course, the converse is the case in that case, yes, where you depend on someone else for your sustenance and your development.
We had cane, we had train, we have steel, we have cocoa and coffee, and PNM destroy all that to bring me dependent. They nearly destroy the oil refinery, oil reserve to make me dependent. To depend on Modoro. But Raleigh and Siot Young and Moses and them fellas that to go back in Venezuela and start over the Congo dance. All right, Andy.
Thank you very much. Morning caller, where calling from? What's your contribution on the Gong Report this morning?
Good morning, Gong Report. Andy?
Go ahead, Mr. Tunapuna.
Okay, let me tell you something. I want to add a little something to that. Contribution. I think all people, the party, they should wash them out with Harpic. Lennox would know what Harpic is. It's one of the full set of toilet bowl cleaners that people had in Trinidad and Tobago. Because the nonsense that they will be talking, it seems to be that they need to get Harpic to clean them out. That's firstly. I want to say something when we talk about independence and republicanism and all this kind of thing. I am no historian, but I will tell you something, Andy, that I know. I do live in high school and whatnot. In the days of the slavery and whatnot, and the fight for the abolition of slavery and whatnot, you had people like Nkrumah and all these leaders from the African continent who fought for the abolition of slavery and for black consciousness and what have you. Eric Williams never had to fight for nothing. He never. This was gifted to him because of the fact that at that point in time, there was a whole revolution of a black consciousness and with the whole thing, including that of the Black Power movement in America, which Stokely Carmichael and all these people were involved in, even before Stokely Carmichael. And what they did was when Eric Williams was in England or wherever, they feel, well, he's this bright boy, and they gave him an opportunity to run this country. Eric Williams never fought nothing. All these leaders in this African continent, Mobutu Seko and all these people in Nkrumah and you name them, they fought for the liberation of slavery and the abolition and for black people and what have you. Eric Williams never fought for nothing. It was gifted to him. And he became the premier then, and then become prime minister and what have you. I want to tell you something, Andy. You remember they always talk about a book that Eric Williams talk about what is democracy and whatnot. It is the right for this and the state to protect you and the right for every citizen to be involved in the decision making and what have you. Let me tell you something, Andy. There was a group of black students in Trinidad and Tobago. Guy Hayward, Terence Stonehill, Beverly Jones, a couple others who went to university, who were highly educated, and decided to come back and challenge the government on the status quo because Eric Williams was still in this colonial mood, right? And what he did, he chased these people to the hills and called them guerrillas because they were challenging his style of leadership and what have you. And he took Randolph Burroughs behind him and killed these people. This is what Eric Williams was. And when you want to talk about, you is the father of the nation and this black, this thing that rescued the Trinidad and Tobago and what have you, people fooling themselves. Now, I'm telling you something, Andy, and we were talking about that. Everything Eric Williams inherited, he didn't do nothing. He inherited the sugar cane from Teeth and Lyle, the British. He inherited the BWIA from the British. He inherited the energy sector. He inherited the railway. And you know what PNM did? He included, they destroyed everyone. They shut down the railway. They shut down sugarcane. They shut down the petrol train, as we know. And all these things that PNM did to this country, they have destroyed this country. Understand what I'm saying? So Eric Williams and them was no savior. They didn't do anything to benefit this country. They were just carrying out the routine of what they did. So all these people, and these so-called African, I don't say it, I don't hesitate to say it, who would look up at Eric Williams and them, you know what, as this big messiah and whatnot for the rescue of the black people and call it the father of the nation and whatnot. Because he was the one who put the African people in this country in bondage. And I'm going to tell you why, Andy. Let me give you a little example. You remember all these Indian contractors, and better no race, the Stereo brothers and all these, you see, you have Kusal, Junior, Tammy, and all these big Indian contractors in the country. All of them, but you know what? These Indians and they was associated with PNM, and if a road a contractor is $2, they give them $2 million, but they have to run back $1 million to PNM. This is what PNM had doing. The same thing we use with Kamaluddin Mohammed and Errol Mahabir. It's the same thing Patrick Manning did with Lenny Sate and a couple of them other fellas and them. Right? Same thing Keith Rowley do with Rohan Sinha and whatnot. Question was posed to Eric Williams. Why is it that they don't create no millionaire or no big contractors of the African race? Which still today we have none. You know what was Eric Williams said? My black people are not business oriented. And today, you keep them in that bondage. Because you know why? You use them as just voters' bank. You have them in this, what you call, in the days of slavery, profound ignorance. That today, look at all them fighting for is CPEP and URP work and whatnot, you know, Andy. Why you see the other races fighting for big contracts and what have you and things? A bigger pie, share the pie. This is what PNM have these people doing today, Andy. Today you watch Keith Rowley, watch Stuart Young, watch Faris Al-Rawi and all of them. Watch that them are the beneficiary, the Rohan Sinanan and all of them. Eh? And you know what, Andy? When you're watching the parliament, the majority of the PNM people who have African descent voted the Penny Beckers and all of them, the Marva Gonzalez and all of them, voted in favor of the rich getting richer at the expense of their own African people. And this is why when you hear that Jolly could say, you know, and Lennox always talk, and Mickie always talk about the African children who fall through the cracks. And then you hear about the crime situation where the majority and the, I don't like to use the word illiterate, but those who are behind is of the African race and are PNM children and what have you. And people continue to support the PNM. The African race, that is, as I always say, the Indians who will support the PNM is because they're looking for something out of it, like the Sukai, who will make a senator. You see what now? Transpiring? Them involved in mass corruption with PTSD and whatnot, I think. And today we've seen a wind of change taking place in this country. And I'll tell you why I'm saying this. You are now reading the papers there, Dr. Monilal, a resurgence of investors' confidence. And you know what? We have been now most likely to be removed from the blacklist of the European Union, all because of a new government. And you see the efforts by the Commissioner of Police to get the members of his ministries, Mr. Sturge and Mr. Alexander, in dealing with the crime situation. And when you hear some of these blasted people questioning the ministry, the Commissioner of Police, what they're doing for crime and whatnot and things, it just goes to show all these are issues that could benefit this country, that you will have investors' confidence. And citizens will come here as tourists and what have you, Andy. Yeah? You have a prime minister, a former prime minister, who's been lying to this country. And he is not on no Interpol list. He was on a merit list. Because you, Keith Rowley, talk about email gate, you went and you interfere with the merit list. You come now with this thing with the Interpol, and then you say you're not shutting down Petrotrain and whatnot. As it happened, article of the papers here, they said that, what they say, these allegations occupied 6 years and so and so, but admitted he met with the chair of the Police Service Commission and what have you. They said that he cannot be trusted and he lacks credibility. And this is the people that when he shut down Petrotrain, these people went back and voted this man in after sending home thousands of workers and causing the whole Trinidad and Tobago economy to crash. This is what we have here. I am appealing to the African people in this country. Don't fall for this dotishness, this CPEP, and these URP workers and them. Because when you watch and you see all what's taking place, look at who, 1.6 how much billions of corruption, Rawi and the CPEP thing. And they're lying to the population. No cabinet approval, no documentation. But who they put it through in the bamboo? The own people who they give the contracts to. And then when you see, I just want to tell people this. I hear everybody criticizing Comrade Elder, the minister, when he said collateral damage. He said collateral damage is, you know what he meant by that? It's because of the PNM using the supporters to get them contract and whatnot. The collateral damage was the people, the workers, and who suffer the consequences. So when you hear people want to talk about collateral damage and making it look like, like he embarrassing and humiliating the workers and whatnot, he wasn't doing that. That's what it was about. The collateral damage is because of incompetence and the corruption that put these people in this predicament. And today, we've seen that this government is hell-bent on inciting violence, using the race card and what have you, Andy.
Thank you.
They want to destabilize this country,
Thank you very much.
You understand what I'm saying? And unless people, unless you still be just in it, the judiciary, you see the DPP and all them fellas, the time starting, we had to go from the top. We had to get from the top, the fish. We're going for the big fish on them. Commissioner of prisons, that TV in the prison and whatnot, all you have to give account for that. We have to remove all you. Because don't tell me that was there all the time. And you wasn't aware of that. And how that got into the water. And never questioned it and whatnot. The time has reached, Andy. The big in this country, the politicians, the president, everybody. Because Christine Kangaloo and all of them, those them there, preaching of the PNM. And they appoint in the so-called president, senators, not independent, to destabilize this country. When they bring in bills, they come in. When the extension come in for in the parliament, for the extension of the PNM, and how they're going to rumble, I think. And what all you do? Just said, they work on this, and they go, they do
your phone get in trouble now, Mr. Tupupuna. Yeah, really.
Yeah, me now?
Right. You have a minute again.
Right.
Yeah.
I just calling on the citizens of this country to glue themselves to the TV on Monday and watch the parliament debate with respect to the extension of the state of emergency, so that they could hear the nonsense coming out of the PNM, because there is some restoration of confidence in the public who is bringing information to the police now. This is why the police and them are able to make arrests and to rescue kidnapped victims and all of that and thing. And all this is taking place in this country, because as I say, people now believe that they have a government to trust and they have some confidence in the service. And I am calling on Guevara now to start to investigate all them politicians and them. The Al-Rawi, the Stuart Young, the Carl Mimbot, the Keith Rowley and all of them. The Rohan Sinanan and all of them. And let me see charges being laid against these people. Let them face the court. Other than that, Andy, we dancing top in. Have a blessed day, brother.
Thank you very much. Oh boy. I'm going to just take a few more calls. Next time, don't put on that Lennox Smith. You did put on and next time, they score day and that show off your pit here. So next time, don't put on that. Oh boy. Oh boy. Go ahead, caller. Morning. Go ahead, caller. Morning.
Was the wrong time I was experimenting.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah, morning. You see that man who now talking there? Put the man, that man in the center of the class, eh?
What is that?
That man know he talking. Put that man, that caller who now call, they put him in front of the class, eh?
Oh, the caller
who
will
know
not
what he
call.
talking about.
All right.
Put him in front of the class. He know what he talking about, brother. You see that same thing I'm telling you, yeah?
All right.
Big problem, black people.
And where you calling from?
Tunapuna.
All right, Tunapuna. You can hang up now. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Yeah. All right.
All right. Nice. Morning, caller.
Good morning.
Good morning, caller. Where are you calling from? What's your contribution on the Gong Report this morning?
I'm calling from Grandy, and I want to say a God-filled morning to Lennox Smith, Mickie K, and Andy Williams. My contribution is that we, right now, well, the Gong Report could say about it, they have fight for so long, and it is a victory for us. And that victory is the UNC. They came into power. And the UNC, our Prime Minister Kamala, she is of God. Her ministers, they are of God. And once you have God with you, it's only victory to take place. And this has given us security to know that the government we have now is of God. You understand? Respecting and doing things in the law of how God wants us to move. The government we had before, which is the PNM, they were totally Lucifer. There's a cult. I mean, Stuart Young and Ferrari and all them, they came in with their own thing. But Rowley destroyed it by bringing in this cult, which is Lucifer. All of them is of Lucifer. And we have to try to eradicate totally all these people, because that is what you call pollution and damaging the country of Trinidad and Tobago. This is what it is about. PNM is Lucifer. There is a cult. Rolling high goat farm in Tobago. This is the things they use. The goats are sacrificed to get what they want. They're talking about our Prime Minister, how she's not well. They're saying that because they don't know what obia they're doing on her. And what they're doing is for her to get sick and it's not working because the woman is of God. She has people around her who's God-fearing and supporting her. Look at when the Prime Minister of India, Prime Minister Modi, came here. When you look at that man, you see a humble man. He's totally of God. His spirit, he has a spirit of God with him. And that is peace. You feel peace within this man. And this is what we want to within ourselves here with our government. We have them already, UNC. And this is what we have to take on. And people have to get to understand, don't support the PNM. You all are supporting Lucifer. It's a cult. It has high lawyers and big people in it. You understand? At times, police will hold somebody on the street and go in the court and in the station with them, and then they will get a call. Let them go. So they're still not in control because it has people in high who are controlling this, and the PNM is part of it. This cult, they give you a contract here, and then they give. When this one got the contract, he got me down, and he come out, and the person who giving these contracts know exactly what's going on. So the crime has been encouraged by the PNM. You understand? And next thing we talk about freedom of ourselves. Know yourself. Know yourself by going into the Bible and start to read the Bible, the King James Version. And you will know yourself. You know who you come from, your ancestors. This is what we have to do. Get into the Bible and start to read the Bible and know your history. You understand? And this is my contribution. I won't take it more.
Thank you very much.
We had rice, we had cocoa, we had sugar, we had pitch, we had oil, we had, what we had again? We had cane, all kind of thing we had. And these people stayed there for 65 years and they destroy everything. You understand? Time for them to leave. It have nothing else for them to destroy now. We building on the grounds that they mash down everything. So what we doing, we cleaning it up, clean slate, and we building over. We don't want to hear them because they get rid of everything already.
Pleasant good morning again, Mikey, Andy, and Lennox. Well, concerning the caller I mentioned a while ago, I guess, I know his voice will go play right after, but yeah, he was mentioning that the maximum, these guys and them should have a separate prison cell for them. But I think I would have one on Trinity. That's on the highway. After Balwansing going up there, I think they had one was constructed there, if I'm not mistaken. So maybe they could fix it up and put them inside of there. Yeah, a new one that was building, I guess. So maybe, yeah, that's a good idea, and have them separated. So anybody who it is high risk, as you say, put them in there, and them definitely gonna have no phone or no nothing, and them visitors could be different. You understand? Them visitors and them might be different in a sense that, no touching, no this or whatever it is, how they just do it in their movies, So let me think about that. It have a new prison, I believe. Next to Bagwansing in the Twin City area up there, going up, like if you're going up Maloney area. Yeah, so maybe they could consider that. All right, blessings.
Good morning, gentlemen. Andy and Lennox, they should, this government should turn Balize House into a jail. Move the set of glass, put bricks, and bar it up good, and put all of them who through the years were misbehaving in public office. Because that is all they were doing, misbehaving. The government and all the cohorts. People, everybody could see, it ain't no story. The evidence is there that we had no government for 10 years. And every Tom, Dick, and Harry was doing what they want, when they want, how they want. You understand? The police was being controlled by Rowley. It had nothing about law and order and who right and who wrong. They used to do what Rowley tell them to do. You understand? They were not doing anything to uphold the law and deal with them criminals out there. No, they wasn't seeing about that. You understand? You had the fire service, who all of them was Rowley friends. Because Independence Day, see Rowley and Fitzgerald Hines and all that, and the fire chief going to have drinks in the station after the parade. Do you understand? Nobody was doing the work and making sure they have proper appliances, make sure the buildings was good, make sure it didn't have rats. No. As long as Rowley put you as a friend ahead of this and ahead of that, you had no responsibility to perform. All your responsibility was to do bother Rowley, make sure you put on your uniform, make sure you get big money, make sure you
Voice notes are doing for now.
They play Big Sawati, and as for performance, 0-0-0. Now we have the prisons. Everybody, the Prison Office Association, everybody get mouth now, and you realize all of them vex because the minister Homeland Security and the Commissioner of Police, all of them doing the work now. And it's because they're doing the work now, why all the head of this and all the head of that, all of them vex. They are accustomed to the lawlessness for 10 years. You hear? They are accustomed to sitting down there for 10 years and doing nothing. You understand? So now all that in the darkness coming to light, they vex. Yeah, and that is the problem. You understand? You gonna tell me you have a head of the prisons, well, whatever they call it, he's the commissioner or whatever he is, the head of the prison, and you sit down there in your office and let a 65-inch TV come in the jail? What really going on in this place? We damn lucky that all of we ain't end up dead before this government go, you know. Because it had no law and no order, you know. People, good, decent, hard-working people, you want to pay them, you want to get them 4% and all this kind of thing. And you have all of them who is the head of this and the head of that, the judiciary, all the heads doing nothing, for 10 years. And now all of them pip come out their mouth, and this government comment, they're doing their work, work. Nobody don't like it, you understand? They find the police killing too much people, and the police ain't killing no innocent, but as far as I see it, the police killing them with gun, because when you have a gun in your hand, and the police confront you, it ain't cowboy and Indian, you have a caps gun, you understand? So when the police do what they have to do, everybody talking about police brutality, but no, police brutality is a different thing to what going on here now. You understand? But as I was saying again, let me go back to the thing in the jail. You understand this the head of the prison association, all of them vex because they find the police and the army meddling up in the business. All your business stink. It has to be clean, or they was doing nothing. I agree when the minister said a lot of people they were afraid because apparently they were threatening their family and all this kind of thing, right? All of this should have been dealt with for the past 10 years, and it should not have been allowed to get to this place. But the people were doing what they want, when they want, how they want, because they know they had no government in this country. All of them in the jail was boss. They know nobody had the guts and the belly to do what this government is doing today. You understand? They're mashing too much people corn, because when you look at it, too much people in this place in some form of racket, and they don't want it to stop. So they vex with the police, they vex with the government, they vex with the minister, they vex. You understand? But let me tell you now, we seeing, we hearing, and we know what is going on. And it's about time the nonsense stop. You hear? Across the board. And it's about time, depending on the age, you know. I watching there's some story, some minister in some country went to jail for 10 years. All of them here like the jail proof. They can't go to jail. Or they have the evidence, you hear? Changes coming. Trinidad and Tobago is not to be the Trinidad and Tobago that it used to be. Let the world see, let the world hear that lawbreakers and gangsters and bandits going to jail. And I want to say, excellent job, Commissioner of Police. Excellent job, Minister Sturge and Minister Alexander. All you have a task on all your hand. But God is able. And with God, all things are possible. So it's possible to clean up this mess. It ain't gonna be easy, but remember, you're hearing all who had pip, they get ashes and they get healed and they come out and they're talking and they vex. You understand? But just remember, there are hundreds and thousands of us out here who are supporting all your goodness, and we are praying for you, because we can't do anything without prayers. You understand? And God is the boss. All you do what all you have to do, let them talk. All you have 2 ears. Put cotton in the left one, where you go hear what all the naysayers saying, and block that up, don't hear them. And the right one, you can leave it open to hear all the encouragement and all the blessings from the people out here who are thanking you all, who are supporting you all, and who recognize that you all are doing what should have been done years ago to prevent what happening now from happening. You understand? But nevertheless, all you're fixing this place, we fixing this place, and we want to live better. And yeah, God is good. God is good. All you're doing what you're supposed to do, and everything going to be all right. But it is going to take time. Don't back down. Don't back down. You hear? All you're the law, and all you're doing what is right. And them who lawless, they feel the bad. But it's about time somebody show them. Somebody show them who in charge. You understand? Blessings to all. We go keep on fighting. We go keep on talking. We go keep on praying. And all who talking and talking sense, all you talk. You understand? And I ain't talking about them who talking against UNC and against the government. Them is the one you have to put cotton in your ear for. With the fast and I want to ask him with the Prime Minister. With the Prime Minister. Look now. All you, look, people, good people, intelligent people, ambitious people who are law-abiding citizens. We go keep on up the fight. We go keep up the fight. God in charge. Blessings to all of you for your goodness and kindness.
Andy, tell Central they have something called the shrink machine. The shrink machine. They shrink the TV, put it in the pocket, they carry it to the prison, and then they blow it up. Okay? Look at some of the movie out there. They shrink the car and then bring it up big. So they have a shrink machine. Alright, later.
Blessings to everyone. Since when you care about children and mother spending, and stop come begging, everybody went back home already. Rolaya sent you as ambassador, so you will not go out for internal election. This is Marlene, may she rest in peace, running from my constituency, clean and train. Rolly bring you back to send you up in Arima to win a seat. He do accept you as a leader, so get that in your big skull. You understand? Clear up your mistaken identity in the airport already. So don't distract us from Alwari corruption and talk about Intercol. You is the same one bring a false email gate for 10 years you lied to this country. So drink your water and mind your business.
Andy, what I want to tell Beckles, 1 cent penny, weak Beckles. She too weak. And she have to go and take a course in talking to people. Because she don't have a voice. You know? So I want to advise you, as a concerned citizen, that she want to take a course in talking. And then come back and go on a platform. You know? Because she have no voice, she have no way in talking. You see? So, and she know herself she is weak. She's weak, 1 cent penny Beckles.
Good morning, Mikey, Andy, Lennox, all at Trinidad. You see that thing going on with Rowley there with Antigua? I think it is a setup. Because Rowley owing Antigua money from the Clico investments. And then when Miss Arima used to call in, she used to say, it's not the people that don't want Kamala, it's the CARICOM people that don't want she. because she's not joining the cult, she's not doing the wrongdoings. You see Gonzalez and all come out and talk a set of rubbish about who owe money and who ain't owe money. But we know the woman doing she work. And I'm glad because Trinidad getting a feedback from what things this government coming, all with the crime, all with all sorts of things. And I know she will do a good because she's a woman with a good heart. And she said put God in front and she behind. So I know she walking behind the Almighty. So we know that she will do a good job. Let us sit down, pray for her, wish her the best, let God be the judge, and the truth shall prevail. With all these wrongdoings that was done before, God is able and God is not asleep. Let us sit down. They could keep how much meeting they want. They could make how much media briefing they want. The people of Trinidad and Tobago are fed up of the PNM, and it's that.
Yes, good morning, Andy, Mickie K, and Lennox Smith, and all the persons in the ground report. Andy, I have a serious front burner this morning. It was brought to my attention yesterday, and a calling on the Minister of Social Development, Ms. Vandana Mohit, to please investigate what is happening and what is taking place in the social welfare division in the Sandy Grande area. From what I understand, it have a very senior person there who's working in that department that dealing with the old age pension, have been denying persons who have reached the age for their old age pension, have been denying them their pension for various trivial reasons, right? And this was taking place under the tenure of the PNM, because remember the previous social development minister had said that, remember that pension is not a right, and their thing was to deny persons and not to pay so much persons their old age pension. So they had given instructions that, to cipher and to see those who were eligible and those who wasn't eligible. And because of that, this PNM person that they have in that position, that is still in the position, have been denying persons in the Sandy Grande area when they go to apply for their pension, that they're denying them for trivial reasons, and they're not giving these people the opportunity to go before the board and to plead their case and these things like that. Kindly asking, if the minister could investigate what is taking place in the social welfare department in the Sandy Grande area and see if it is they can clear up that, because persons have been trying to appeal, they have been writing, and to no avail, and these old people are suffering 2-3 years after, and they still can't get a pension as yet due to this wicked that the PNM have in that office there. So I don't know if something could be done about that. I don't know, Andy. You can let me know, and as the day go on, if anything could be done. It would be really nice if the minister could, shed some light, could do some kind of investigation to find out, because these old people are suffering.
Morning, Andy, Lennox Smith and Mickie K. And morning to the PNM. Don't care what all they do and purely bringing up and putting on social media, all that was dealt with and gone. Right now we're dealing with all here. So bring them back up, and then Roberts and all these kind of back and all that. All they try to portray in the country, that ain't go help all here. And I want you all to know something. You see what you all did to the NJAC in 1970? You see what you all did to African people in 1970? The next time the population going back to the poll, the PNM will pay for that politically. We will make sure you all pay for that. And remember, the PNM will never return to power in this country. Don't ever doubt us. We are going to bury the PNM. No more PNM. National Joint Action, NJAC, coming for all you. All you too stupid, a whole bag of fool. Thief down the place and still fighting to be in people's face. The idea and all you, first thing when it happen to only the 13th seat will go to our next political party here. Because everyone are only falling flat politically. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Morning again to the ground reports. And to the PNM, the more you all try to bring things in this space to feel like you come back in we face, we will push back on you all. You see that 13th seat that you all feel all you're standing strong on? Let me tell you all something. Every time all you come back to the people, you will keep depleting it because this administration is going to be there for at least 15 years. 15 years, because if we dealing with the corruption between 2024 to 2025, now remember we had to go straight back up to 2016 because all the corruption started from the time you all touch office. So bringing back things that all your campaign on and feel all you could have root out the government, all you had 9 years plus to get to somewhere with that corruption talk. But it looked like this government is getting somewhere with corruption with you all, because right now, as I tell you, some of you all are winking, running. If they put a big nail inside all your tail will cut off that nail. First, all your tail blinking. You understand? All your tail have blinkers on it right now. All you feel it easy right now. Don't try that on me. So putting all these things on social media, and I want you PNM people to do, you especially some of you young ones, some of the things that is happening in this country when the PNM in opposition. You remember it at that time, dustbin was blowing up in Port of Spain. I think all you might remember them days. Who was planting them, bombing them in dustbin in Port of Spain, all on Frederick Street? People, let me keep focused. Let me make sure the PNM never rise again. And I love the Minister of National Security attitude towards this crime situation here. Don't get mixed up with the PNM. They will start to make real bacchanal and cultural young people. Don't get mixed up with them. We have a party to replace the PNM for representing African people. There is a party that the PNM tried to tarnish after 1970. The PNM know the only political party could kill them dead is the National Joint Action Committee. That is the NJAC. That is an African-based party mixed with every creed and race. Yeah? The PNM is nothing good. The PNM not good for Trinidad. All you make sure that we lead them in opposition. They lead them right there. They're doing a better job for the country in opposition. Here the kind of struggle and fight they're picking up. Good morning again. Bless.
Good morning, Andy. Good morning, Mr. Lennox. This is Mike W. from Canada. Very interesting program this morning. That caller that called in and was giving us a little bit of the history of Trinidad and the colonialism is so dead on. Trinidad and Tobago really inherited, just like a lot of the other countries that were colonized by these British and different countries, the rules and regulations that were implemented in the Constitution just to have the control always be on the side of the masters, the ones in power, the elected officials that most of the times got elected in a corrupt way. I want to applaud you, my brother. This program is so interesting. Since the first day I locked on, I find myself getting up every morning and not even looking at my local Canadian news anymore. I'm looking at the ground report. Every morning, my wife and I are getting up and looking at the ground report. I keep sending in messages saying that we should be so enraged that these ministers who were in power before under the PNM government stole the money, and they're living large now. They probably send their kids to the best schools, and this stealing and corruption of the taxpayers' dollars has been going on so long, since Eric Williams days. I was in Trinidad living for many, many years. And by the way, Andy, I will be coming back to Trinidad to live in the next 2 to 3 years, because I'm coming back home to live. I've lived outside long enough, and I've been a success in my career, and I can come back to Trinidad and live, and I will come back. Just to remind you, long ago, I remember, you could correct me if I'm wrong, I remember when Eric Williams' daughter, Erica, wanted to lend the Trinidad and Tobago government money because she had money, but where did she get this money from? So this stealing and corruption started many, many years ago from the day of independence, 1962, when Eric Williams took over. So some people say Eric Williams was the father of the nation. He wasn't the father. He was the first crook.
Oh God, it's gonna make my laugh. Yes, he say Eric Williams wasn't the father. He was the first crook. Let me continue the voicemail partner. And yeah, you say you're coming back home in the next 2-3 years. Well, I know that is a result too of government change.
Very interesting statement, my friend. Very interesting statement. But go ahead. Let's go ahead with the voicemails.
Because where did Erica Williams get money from? To lend the government. So stealing going on for years. Anyhow, God bless my brother, and very interesting program. This program is so educational. I can't begin to explain what it has done for me and my wife. Listening to you guys, and the commissioner of police is doing a fantastic job, because locally, whenever I come to Trinidad every year, and it's always this thing where we know the people who controlling the kidnapping and the crime is in the prison. Plenty people know that around the area, in these little villages, and everybody know. But now something being done. So well done, Commissioner. Congratulations. Anyway, my brother, God bless and continue the good work.
Thank you. And I want to believe you decide to come back home, you and your wife, after living so long, because of a change of government. If PNM was still in power, would it win back the election? I ain't think you would have want to come back here, because all the door and disorder would have been still there. Country would have totally been in ruin. Totally would have been in ruin.
Good morning again. I couldn't leave without saying kudos to, I think it's Mr. Tunapuna. Oh Lord, that man have history. And this first time caller who called, hey, these men were on the ball. Please have more of them and give them more time to talk to the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. They were on the ball. Mr. Lennox, you're good, eh? But nah, boy, these fellas have it. They have it. And I'm thanking them this morning for all the information. Blessings, brothers. And how can I forget my good friend, Miss Santa Cruz? Oh yes, these people make my day on this program.
Go ahead, Mr. Barapo. You're missing in action, man. Nobody in here these days.
Morning, Andy. Morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Morning, Lennox.
Look how you vacationing and relaxing yourself. And poor me and Lennox and Mikey, we just still here at to work. You ain't gonna say we carry Lennox or Mikey, send we a vacation, buy a ticket, say go there, so enjoy yourself there, so let fellas deserve a little vacation there, so nobody, no, they want to give we a little vacation too. But I nothing, we just jealous here, man. But go ahead, Mr. Barapo.
But since I up here, anywhere I go, the only thing I'm looking for is a set of headphones for Lennox, boy. Just know if Lennox head big, so if Lennox head small like this, what size head? If I gonna need a extra large, the ear's big, it's small, if we are fit them, all kind of things. So that is the most challenging thing right now for me. Yeah, but Andy, right now I up here organizing my daughter to go university and things, because the mentality of the people right now of who keep on supporting this wicked, I was trying to figure out if there's some kind of spell that PNM government has put on these people, and they just don't want to live better in Trinidad and Tobago. When you're in a different environment and you see and understand what life really is about, it is really amazing to know what we have, what we have, and what Trinidad and Tobago could be. Everything so well organized. And I'm talking about the culture and the lifestyle and the peace and the way that you feel that you are valued and the every single thing. It's so different to know that how Trinidad and Tobago have all this, and just one regime could blindside blindside people and make them believe that and have people living how they want. I've seen people talking about when the murders keep on continuing, what they're going to do about the crime. Look, and they promise crime can't fix in a daytime.
You get public assistance as well.
Lennox, you had a mute, boy. You had a mute. We hearing you?
Yeah, we hearing you, Lennox.
All right, go ahead, Barpo.
Sorry about that, gentlemen. Sorry about that. I have a big in studio here.
Yeah. What kind of spell that PNM government put on these people that they can't see better? The first instance of what was revealed by CPEP alone supposed to have that whole country looking at the PNM government and the last governance and just dismiss them totally. Don't want to hear nothing again. I see Penny had some meeting and had about 5 cleaners alone in the room with she. That alone indicating, but still, it are people thinking and like they just can't see it. Like it's some kind of obia they do on these people and that they just can't see it want to live better and know that we have to support this government. Because every single thing so far that they are doing, all you can realize is for the better of the country. Tell me one thing so far that this government has been done in the last period that since they're in office, that they ain't doing just totally selflessly for the country and the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Every single thing is when you just compare 2 years of PNM government compared to just few days of UNC government, every single thing that the PNM government was doing was giving contracts to their friends and family, and this one getting that, and that one getting this, and this one doing this, and money just keep going to them. Here you have a government where there's young people who have all the opportunity now to make themselves empowered and rich and all kind of thing, and forget the people and go and thief and look for contract and thing. You're seeing these people coming out and trying to better the country, trying to help. Even the ones who vote for PNM, they're still coming out and helping them to let them see that, hey, we could make Trinidad and Tobago a good, nice, better place. Once the little resources we have, we focus where it is needed, we do the development in the right way, and we don't need study to thief money and fatten our pocket and then ride out in the sunset and say who dead or whatever happened. And we can wake up and understand that yet. And as soon as police, you had 600 people being murdered in our country. You didn't hear nothing from David West and the PCA. And all in a sudden, a few criminals get killed, pests get killed, get eliminated. All in a sudden, we want to hear about human rights for criminals. Something wrong with we in this country. We're talking about murders doing SOE. If you go to work and you have to work as a fireman and you have your axe in your hand, you go and somebody burning and dying in a house, you go say, hey, I ain't going to break down the door because that will damage the door to get the person. You go say, I ain't going to use too much water in the house to wet it because they will damage the house. That's your tools you're using. If police officers, they're part of their tools to do the job is a gun with bullets, and you are confronted in the line of duty by pests. Remember, you going into a zone where the level of danger now is at the highest level. You're at red. You would not be with the intention of using all the tools available for you. So if the pests and them come out to shoot you, you have to say, hey, take all the time. Let me go and eat 2 doubles. Let me go and drink a red solo and then I will just put this handcuff on Ollie and we go down the road. That is what these people are saying to the criminals on them, and giving them that kind of sense of, hey, we could still do what we want, but the police can't kill we. No, that can't go on. That could go on with Erla and Rowley and them. That cannot go on with this government, because every citizen want to live happy and be law-abiding and enjoy their hard work. And you can have people just feeling that they could come and do what you want and then make a jail and watch 65-inch TV and cell phone and eat all kind of fancy thing in prison and then come back out and continue again. And if you don't send a message to these criminals and them, Trinidad will just become like Mexico and thing. And as I always tell people this, let me tell you something. Anytime you see crime rampant in a society and policemen ain't being threatened, prisoners not being threatened, politicians not being threatened, that is an indication that they are part of the criminal element. You see, like how in other countries, in Colombia and Mexico and thing, how there is one, when they're fighting against the drug dealers and thing, they want to assassinate politicians and high police officers and thing. That shows that how there's a fight against crime. Like in Trinidad here, for the last 10 years, when you were Rowley them whining all over the place, with Gerald Hine going and hugging up people all in the beat and all over the place with crime rampant and thing, and nobody, it had no level of threat for them in the society. That just goes to show they was condoning the crime. You see, all in a sudden, as soon as you see the fight back start, everybody now, they want to threaten all the police officers, all the thing, because now you're seeing now that we are not one anymore. We are of different side of the coin. Always criminal, we police. We want to make the rest of the population safe, or they want to cause harm and havoc into the country. We're going to deal with that. And that is an indication that here what? We're taking a fight to the criminals and them. And once that continues, you will see a difference in the country. And I trust you. Right now, we're reaping all the fruits of what the PNM planted for the last 10 years, where these people organize themselves and they make themselves a high syndicate and organization. So to dismantle it, it's going to take a little while. You still have the killings, you still have the robbery, the home invasion and all this kind of thing. But trust me, you see within a year or two, when you see they start and they keep on piling up, what better you're going to see, they're going to start to think differently and say, hey, you see me? Let me go and clean a little drain, or let me go and hustle something and try to live out my life now, rather than the way to end up like the rest of them. And then you go see the mindset will change. But anytime you see, you still have this sort of idiot, dotish people saying that, oh, Kamala, them are doing nothing and they need to fix this and they need to do, and they promise this and promise that. We got to have that little hiccup to deal with. But eventually, trust me, once you see things working in the right way and she continue and focus with the government, everything will be better for the Trinidad and Tobago. And the same sort of them are complaining now, but think differently. Andy, all you have a good morning, boy. I might be out for a good little while because, like I say, family priority number one. I'm seeking the best interest of my family and my children and them. And Trinidad is the top priority right now for my kids and them. You'll be outside. Have a good morning. Stay blessed. And Trinidad and Tobago, we love you. Take care, man.
Wow, Mr. Barber, your song really sad in a kind of way, boy.
Yeah. Well, of course, is a mixture, is a hybrid of course, optimism, because he says that he's optimistic in terms of the resolution of the existential issues that are plaguing the country, brought on by, of course, what I consider be a callous and reckless administration, brutal and politically, let's say, mono-minded, as opposed to treating with the real issues on an equitable basis and people-centeredness, which has been deprived of the people by, of course, the PNM administration. But that being as it may, I want to say, Andy, if you will indulge me, because we just have about 2 more minutes. Sunday is, of course, the anniversary of the 1990 attempted coup, and I just want to say something on that matter, because it's something that is very emotive to me, and I just want to read something from the report of the Commission of Inquiry. that went into that recommending certain, because I have penned something to the Prime Minister asking that the recommendation, at least that recommendation of the Commission of Inquiry be instituted. And largely is more, one can say, of a selfish nature because, of course, we have been involved, the organization that I led to clean out the Red House and to repair the both maces of Parliament. I think the population should be aware, should know, and I think this is an appropriate time because we wouldn't have the opportunity again because Monday would have been one day past that particular event. Is that all right at this time, or you want to say something before?
Before you do one.
Yeah. Read the recommendation of that Commission of Inquiry. Well, part two. Just
but don't take too long. Yeah, because it's done 10 o'clock.
Part two of the report refers to a special medal.
But why you read it when the Guyal people go on? Why you reading it when they go on? Remember, it's 10 o'clock.
Yeah, that's all right. Go ahead. I know that the others will remain. Yeah. Part two of the recommendation of that report, special medal of honor, and it says, of course, at paragraph 11, 176 said the government should mint a special medal to be awarded to persons who rendered exceptional service or display bravery during and immediately after the insurrection, but who have not previously been recognized appropriately. In this regard, the Commission recommends for favorable consideration the following persons and organizations, some of whom have died, of course, already since that, because that recommendation has not been fulfilled. Dr. Emmanuel Hussein, well, he has died. Remember, he was a minister at the time. Rear Admiral Richard Kelshaw and the Coast Guard. Then, of course, you have Joan P. Madeira, who, of course, has died, I think, not too long ago. And then you have Dennis Makomi, and 5 persons who kept the radio 610 on air during the insurrection. You have, of course, the hostages at the Red House and at TTT. So I suppose our good friend Eversley will be part and parcel of that because he was a hostage there as well. And I'm sure that he would agree with me now. Canon Nolly Clark. We have, of course, the Honorable Winston Dukaran, who was the acting Prime Minister who temporarily took over the reins of government when the then Prime Minister, the substantive Prime Minister, was shot in his leg and had to be hospitalized. Dr. Emmanuel Carter, he was, of course, the president of the Senate at the time, sitting in the Senate. And you have, of course, the Cadet Corps. You have, of course, Mr. Aloy Likwai. I think he has passed away. Dr. Ramesh Mutu, Mr. Tim Lamkin, Mr. Jensen Fox. I think he has passed as well. Mr. Movin Telfa, the Water and Sewage Authority, Trinidad and Tobago Electricity Commission, and bringing up the rear, of course, this is the one that is selfish to me, and that is the Mova Laventil Improvement Organization, MLIO, which, of course, I led a team to clean out the Red House and at the same time repair both maces of Parliament, which they use today. But when the Parliament is convened, whether it be the upper house or the lower house, that particular mace is used. We repaired that in a let's say a grassroots attempt to demonstrate that our democracy must not be tampered with in the way that it was betrayed by those insurrectionists, and therefore I think that recommendation is very appropriate. So I've written to the Prime Minister asking that, of course, those recommendations be adhered to or be executed. That is where I am. I thought it was important, of course, to do that because I wouldn't get the opportunity to do so on Monday because it would have been post that anniversary, which, of course, is I wouldn't say celebrated, but recognized because of its significance. The eternal flame outside the Parliament symbolizes that as well, and of course, around that, wreaths and so on will be laid in order to, of course, commemorate that particular day. But it was a dastard day, evil day, a wicked day, tarnish on our democracy, and we must, for the sake of our children, remind them that the price of democracy requires eternal vigilance. Lest, of course, we then dissolve into that kind of barbarianism that we saw on the in July 1990. Thank you very much, my friend.
Thank you. So Trinidad and Tobago, you all could have choose anywheres to lock on. You all choose the Ground Report this morning. You all choose Trinidad and Tobago, the Caribbean. Thanks so much. It's Friday. No corridor transformation later. All right, we're going to see, I'll be back here with you Monday morning, please God. Same time, same place, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Lennox, don't forget to get the headphone. We're supposed to have an interview Monday with Mr. Sturge. You really need the headphone.
Yes, well, it will be, oh gosh, it will be a tragedy if I did not get a high degree of delinquency. I want to say, if I did not come with my earphone across my head and, of course, covering my both ears on Monday. So people look forward to that.
Boy, every Monday you come and you will have my headphone in your ears, boy. I go my cost. I'll get vexed. The people online and all go start to say, look, the man promised. Look, he say he come with the headphones. Look, Lennox Telecom to go. What's me? You will get red people vexed if you ain't coming with it.
Already. I don't, you don't have to tell me. I can imagine that already. The amount of criticism I will get. I mean, not even anything could wash out that. No demand.
Oh, good. The boy don't go real vex with you, boy. Don't go real vex with you.
Yeah. Criticize my tail. I can imagine how they go attack me. So people expect that I'll have my earphone on Monday. Have a wonderful weekend, of course, and don't forget we are back on the corridor transformation on Saturday and Sunday, and we have a special on Sunday, as you would expect, as far as the anniversary of the attempted coup in 1990. My own organization and my own involvement being a critical part, and as the Commission of Inquiry would have recommended that some kind of medal be minted for that specific purpose for those persons and institutions who would have, of course, done human service in the restoration of our democracy.
Yes, people are already saying Lennox Smith will say he forgot the headphones in the car on Monday. He will say that his car broke down. He maybe didn't have gas to go to collect the headphones. He's going to come with all kind of excuse on Monday.
So then wait to see why. Jeez.
They done saying that you're not going to put on no headphones on Monday. He would not be coming with the headphones, they say. They're done saying that.
All right. To the skeptic, well, let Monday come and let me get the opportunity to prove you wrong.
Aye. Oh my gosh. Trinidad and Tobago again. Thanks so much on behalf of the Ground Report team, Lennox Smith and Michael Kerr. I'm Andy Williams, better known as the Pitbull of Radio. Until Monday morning, please God, we are out of here.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Bang, 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 bang.